authority. You came upon a giant rib cage embedded in the ground. Decided to go there instead of some fresh water source that you knew was the northwest. A small camp sat in front of these bones. Christopher made the approach, trying to bring food. You were invited to the center circle and offered food off an ob slab of meat from a whole bunch of weird people. Found out this place was called the Boneyard by these druids. You were introduced to this group of druids, and after a bit of talking, found out that the group definitely weren't copping to everything, speaking of doing the work and speaking loving of the monsters in the woods. Thel created a zone of truth that the druids did not take too kindly from and immediately became very cagey. You were surrounded by a crew of about 12 or so of these druids, and not one for being jumped, Felix made the first move and nearly killed the leader. Seeing things break bad, the leader killed one of the other cultists using the blood of the fresh kill, pulled a gorilla-like demon out of the abyss. Fighting went down with terrible curses coming from the blades of the cultists, stunning and making you babble like fools. Spells were slung, some being countered. Felix tricked the abyssal gorilla with a great disguise, and after not being too worse for wear, you emerged victorious. After looting and finding a bunch of iconography depicting chains, some gold, a magic scroll wrapped around a wand. The scroll is a scroll of lesser demon summoning, or summon lesser demon, and a wand of magic detection. And the knowledge of the bones grew a bit after the carnage. With that, you set up your own camp in the Boneyard and rested up for another day of travel tomorrow. And the last thing, while sleeping, Felix got a pull due west in night from dreams, just pulling him that direction. Anything else that I missed? I don't think so, but
so yeah. The elven chain, if I undo it and redo it, it is changing my stats, but it changes it from 13 to 16.
It should be still 17. Awesome. I can here. Let me fix it real quick. I think I accidentally.
I wouldn't argue with 16 either. But
I was doing it on my phone, so I probably clicked a button wrong.
That is still really nice.
Yeah. Info. It is 20 pounds though, which I think is funny.
Yeah.
Like it's heavier than you are. There you go.
Oh, look at that. That's magical is what that is.
I didn't notice that in Bonds you wrote Sasha wants to bang me.
Yes.
Yeah, so it is a new day. You are in the Boneyard. Actually, let's have this just to resolve what should have happened in the night. Someone roll a d20. I don't know who did. I think who rolled it last time, but it doesn't matter. Any of you can. Okay, on a 16, roll a d12. Okay, perfect. You're all good. So you guys start the next day. Where would you like to go? Kind of your open leads currently are a pull to due west from Felix's odd dreams and the fresh water source that was at least from the tower northwest of it.
Well, we came from the tower west, right? So we'd have to go west of the tower, or we could go north and then west.
Yeah, you kind of backtracked last time after seeing these bones and finding it potentially interesting for the beast that you would be hunting. But yeah, you know that you're probably about halfway back, at least easterly, towards where you started. So
I say we go north a bit and then west.
okay, who wants to lead? It's a survival check, so it's probably going to be
Christopher.
Christopher, do you want to lead
do
again?
it.
And also, what speed do you want to go? Slow, medium, fast?
Fast didn't do us any. We wasted our fastness, so let's just do normal, I guess.
Okay, normal. So DC 15 survival check. Give it to me. Oh, I'm
right.
pretty sure. Let me double check that it's a DC 15. It might only be a DC 10. Nope, it's a DC 15.
We're dead.
So,
We all die.
nope. Now what I need you to do is I need people to roll 10d6.
Everybody?
Everybody?
No, just one person. However you want. I just need 10d6 rolled.
So we got 4. So everyone roll what, 2 and Christopher rolls. You said 10.
Okay. And I
Oh,
also
it's a
need
roll
to do
3.
this.
How does math work? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's it.
D10 or D6?
D6.
D6.
Oh, I got off the line. Sorry. And then Christopher will roll one more, I think, right? Yeah, that's 8.
Okay, you guys can see your guy right now, right?
I see like an orc dude.
That's Jagota.
That is
Okay.
We got
that's
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Christopher, roll one more since you
Messed it up. Yeah.
Can you see Jagota now?
No.
Nope.
Okay, 1 second.
Yeah, I got something with maps in my stats. I don't know if that.
Yeah, well, give me what your stat thing said before I do this.
Yeah, hang on. Maps. You have an excellent memory for maps and geography. You can always recall the general layout of terrain, settlements, and other features around you. In addition, you can find fresh food, water, or whatever.
Okay, I would give you advantage on that roll then.
All right.
So we made this. I may have you may have undone it. Read your sheets, homies.
I got it up over here, and I've got all the like.
No, go
That's
ahead.
the first time I've actually used it. So no, okay, yeah, keeping it in the spirit of.
Okay. So you guys can't see. Is it just a black screen now?
Well, I see
a
the
little
circle. Yeah, the circle where it used to be revealed from Jagota, but Jagota's now gone.
Okay, give me 1 second.
I
But
got black.
it's like faded, like when something was revealed, but now you can't see what's in it. Yeah.
That means I have to turn off Explorer mode.
I guess it's good I did not get critical failure. At
Okay.
least.
So now can you see anything?
Nope.
Nothing.
Okay. Okay. So what we got a 3. Okay. Or no, 5. Last one is a 5. Okay. Now we can turn everything back on. Layer, token layer. So just mechanically, I used your rolls to move you in a random direction across since we're on a hexagons. So you spent the day traveling. Nope, not that. Explorer mode's back on. Okay. You spent about a day traveling, but somehow like you got to some weird parts where the woods where they kind of twisted to where like you couldn't quite get through. It was like big bramble batches, so you had to like go around, and you ended up having to go around a lot further than you thought you had to. There are also some like growing vines that you were probably a little leery of after the shambling mound incident. So you ended up going around a lot of things, and in doing this, you kind of lost sight of like your the sun. Which way is it going? It's kind of a cloudy sky, so you couldn't really tell. So you spent the day kind of wandering. You don't totally know. But I would say about halfway through the day, you did see the like glimpses of those bones through some like cutouts of the foliage. So you know that you like almost probably like went by them and then back by them, just being totally turned around in the woods. So now you guys are lost in the woods. Can I have someone roll a d20?
Here we go. Oh my god, that's not what I wanted.
Oops. Ooh, a natural 20. Roll a d12. What a waste of a natural 20. On the 3. So during your travels during this day, you did actually end up traipsing through some black tar-like muck. This is just another one of the things that put you like behind and lost. I need everyone to roll a Constitution saving throw. And I think technically you all have +3 on this because you would be next to Thel. You wouldn't be like, as long as you're within 10 feet of him, you'd be pretty good.
So Christopher would have gotten 11. I got 17. Kara
Yeah.
gotten 12.
12. So Christopher, you're kind of leading the charge. Everyone else is fine, but you do take a point of exhaustion as you are the one that like kind of goes into this muck and has to climb themselves out. Everyone else is kind of able to stay away on the side and work out, but you kind of just have to power straight through, and it just is an amount of work that you weren't ready for today. You're just having a bad day of traveling.
Did we do a long rest? Just by the way.
Oh,
Or
yes.
will we-
Before this, over the last night, yes, you all got a long rest. Okay. But that reaches, you're about at night now. So you guys are gonna have to bed down for the night. So yeah, you did get that level of exhaustion, but you're probably gonna heal it through the night. Unless something happens.
Do we still got our tiny hut? Or
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, so you guys can find a pretty like solid ground, set up the tiny hut, and bed down for the night. Is there anything anyone wants to do during kind of the nighttime? This would be when you would identify anything, would do any of that sort of maintenance type stuff, or talk about anything you want to.
Where was I with? I feel like there was still something I was working on in the nights. Maybe not anymore. Have I finished?
I think you finished everything. The only thing you would have is you do have a broken ring, a broken magical ring that could be repaired, but you aren't sure if you have the supplies for it.
Can I just investigate it and see if I have the supplies?
Yeah, go ahead and roll an Arcana check. Yeah, you would think that you probably have everything you need to get it to like that last point, but you would have to get the last like probably like a some sort of gem that you would probably have to find to finalize it. But you could start making work towards that. You think it's going to take about 7 days to fix. Kind of like the boat, it would take 3 spell slots total, and a 3 spell slots to have a DC 12 Arcana check, and the DC goes down by 1 for everything over 3 that you use.
Okay.
So very similar to how you were fixing the boat, but a little bit less so.
I'll do one of those.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll one more Arcana check, DC 12. Yeah, so you do, and you see just you're kind of restoring the enchantments that you had seen on that ring. You do know that this ring was the one given to you by Giannis, who
This is the broken ring of minor invisibility, is that right?
Yes, that's what it is. So you would know if that 23, like if you repair this, it might allow you to cast invisibility once a day. So because that's how Giannis kind of worked his way through the woods when he was trying to find that spring, but then you found him. Yeah, so I need another D20 roll. 2, perfect. Nothing happens this night. You get a good night of sleep.
Oh man.
And you guys wake up in the morning, more or less lost. Your only hint is probably that you did pass by the bones again yesterday, and you are heading north of them. Or you don't know. I guess you would probably know. You wouldn't know. You don't know. You just know that you passed the bones. You like went around in a circle and passed the bones again, but you don't know which direction you went. Forget that I said north. So, Jagota, being a little upset about being traipsed through the woods, is going to take this check.
Can we get a sense of like which
Or I
way...
won't say he won't take the check, but Christopher can't take this check today.
That's fine with me.
Okay. What were you gonna ask?
Can we do we know which ways north? Can we do a tree, like climb up a tree, or?
Yeah. Go ahead and I'll let everyone make a survival check to try and figure out if you can figure out your cardinal directions right here. There it is. Yeah, definitely Christopher and Felix, you guys kind of help each other out up a tree and kind of like confer sitting there and like do your little calculations. And I think Felix, at this point, you're just kind of checking Christopher's work because he fucked up so hard yesterday. And you guys
Did Christopher see the tower? Can he see the tower? Or no?
I'll give him a shot to do it with a perception check. No, you can't see the tower. The trees are just a bit too tall. Like where you're down is kind of like in a little probably like indentation in the woods, so you just can't quite get up high enough to see it. But you definitely know which way is north, south, east, and west. And I would even say with a 22, you know that you are probably not terribly far away from where you were before. So go ahead and decide which way you want to go, and then have someone roll a survival check.
Can Jagota not do it?
No, Jagota can do it.
Let's have Jagota do it.
Okay, Jagota comes in and is like, God, brothers, hired you so I didn't have to do the work besides the killing. And
We're going for medium, so let's.
we're going for medium. So are we still going for medium?
Yeah.
Okay, so 10 squares. He's a 15. He has a +4. Actually, let's go look what he has. Forgot that I have his character sheet for him. He has a +4. He gets a 16. So you guys can go with 10 spaces, whichever direction you want.
And you said do we know about where we are from last night?
You know that you're relatively close, but I think your biggest
we don't know
thing
what
is
direction.
You don't know what direction of close is. So you could be.
Fuck it.
You wouldn't think you're more than 2 miles away from the boneyard.
Okay.
But you don't know which direction that means.
I think we head west then.
Okay.
That's my gut.
Everyone agree with that?
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and with that, I need someone to roll a d20. $19, roll a d12. You guys are hitting, like, you have to roll over a 16 for these to happen. Okay, a 2. Oh, this actually works out just perfect. So as you are approaching, you are almost getting to like where trees are kind of thinning out, and it's almost getting lighter a bit, not quite as much like cloud cover, and that's almost like there's sunbeams breaking out the clouds, and you see a group of 3 humanoids down the way. Whoever's taking point, it'd probably be Jagota, will make a perception check to see if he can really notice. 8 + 1. No, he doesn't really know. He just sees these 3 kind of humanoid people just down by this creek bed that look to be foraging. And yeah, so that is what you see. So it's kind of you're coming out of thicker tree coverage, and you just kind of see in this open area some humanoid people down by the river.
In a van down by the river.
Yeah, so that's what you got right now.
Do they look like the boneyard dudes, or do they look different?
You can try and sneak up to get a better look at them, but
Sure.
you'd have to roll a
Let's
stealth
do
check
that.
to do so without
Yeah,
being
let's
noticed. Yeah, you're able to go up and get a better look. Go ahead and roll a perception check. Very low DC. Oh my god. I think you are a little leery. You don't know. It could be, it could not be, very much so. You aren't no definitive answer either way. You don't like it's not bad enough to where you think it definitely is, or no, it definitely isn't. So but yeah, they just seem peacefully. I'll give you with the 8 though, they do have like bandages wrapped around like the tops of their heads. And that's kind of why you can't totally tell, is like they kind of have bandage wrapped heads.
Okay. I'm going to relay that to the group.
Yep. Yeah. So you guys are talking up there. You're able to get back to them. They haven't noticed. They seem to still just be what looks like foraging, looks like, maybe trying to trap some fish down on this river. You can see that this river does feed into this almost like kind of pool. Like it seems like it's starting to widen to kind of look like it's getting close to like where it might turn into a pond or a lake or something. So, yeah, you still have a lot of your movement. So you guys can go around, you can go talk to these people, and kind of have your way because of they haven't noticed you yet.
Should we talk to them and see what happened to their heads? How about that? I'll can I disguise myself as like a like someone that's lost in the woods?
Yes, you can disguise yourself as like a little red
clothes
Riding Hood
tattered
esque.
and
You've got a bandage on your head too.
Yeah.
Hello, fellow bandaged people.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
you
do
can
that.
You can do that, and you're going to approach them. What is everyone else going to do? Jagota
Yeah,
kind of posts up
make-
behind a tree and has his bow at the ready. Because his bow, like they're a good distance. They're probably 200 feet away from you. That's why you can't get a super great view. But Jagota's bow can shoot 1 billion years. So.
Yeah,
yeah,
I'll post
what do
up
you? Yeah, you guys keep covering me.
other side of the clearing.
yeah, I kind of, I don't know, fan out a little, pull out my crossbow, ready to.
What is the range on a crossbow?
My light
Like
crossbow,
120, 600.
8320.
Okay, yeah, so they're well within range, but like at that hard part of range where you'd be rolling with disadvantage to try and hit.
I
But
can't remember
getting
what's the
it- trying to
difference
get close to
between
them, you'd
the
have to try
first
and sneak
number.
up on them.
What's the difference between the first number and the second number again?
So the first number is short range or normal range. So at 80 feet, you roll normally. At anything above that, up to 320, you roll with disadvantage.
Got it. Okay.
So, and then outside of 320, you will automatically miss.
Yeah.
So like for example, I think Jagota's bow is like 250, 1000. And the musket's something crazy too.
I got now.
But,
Jesus Christ. Okay, sounds good.
mm-hmm. Yep, so
Okay,
you guys-
yeah. Let's go talk to
heading
these dudes. Oh wait, Christopher's posted up. TJ's posted up with his crossbow, and then
What are you doing?
Carrick, what are you doing?
So you said they were how far away? Sorry.
About
About
200 feet.
200, 250, somewhere in there.
200, 250.
Which is a pretty long ways to see some. Like,
That's a long way. Yeah. Like I've never been out of range before, and I'm like out of range of things.
except for you have spell sniper, so all of your attack rolls are double distance.
Oh shit. Yeah, then I'm posting up ready to firebolt these dudes.
Ready to just murk these guys.
Yep.
Okay, go ahead and approach Felix and give them your opening remarks. Or how close do you get?
I mean, I'm gonna say I go about 50 feet. It just shout, just say.
About
Yeah.
50 feet from them or 50 feet from where you are?
Well, let's say about 50 feet from them.
Okay.
I'm fast enough. I can get away. I think.
Yeah. Do you want to approach stealthily or are you?
No, I'm
just
just gonna
walk
shout. I'm just gonna shout,
Okay.
like, just hello there. I'm lost. Can somebody like? I see you all are doing
Yeah,
something, but you look a little
they
hurt.
immediately jump with a start because they are kind of. Or let's roll. Yeah, they are definitely caught by surprise. Someone jumps up behind or shouts this behind them, and they immediately you turn around and you see one is carrying a net, and another is just has a sack that you see some it's kind of bulging at the bottom, maybe with some tubers or things like that.
I just hold my hands up and tell them. I say, I mean you no harm.
Okay. I'll let you argue either way for deception or persuasion here. Because trying to persuade them that you mean no harm, but you're also deceiving them because you're trying to look like them and trying to say you're a lost
All right, I'm gonna
person.
go with deception.
Okay. Ah, look at that. Felix gets a good roll on
To make up
something.
for all my bad rolls last time.
Well, I don't think you succeeded on anything last time. Yeah, so they turn around and look at you and say like, oh, another lost traveler. It's good that you found your way here. Here, please come. We have some food. Do you need water? And they're immediately like super genial or congenial. Do those words mean the same thing?
I don't know.
But yeah, and they're super like they beckon you over. And you can make an insight check to see how much you might believe this.
I mean, do I have to make an insight check? I can just kind of like, I don't think I believe them necessarily as myself. So can I portray that? Like, I just want to be like, what happened to your heads?
Don't you have a bandage on your head too?
No, I think Carrick said that. I don't think I have a bandage. I just look like I've been traveling and like am lost.
They say yes. We know it's a little frightening, and you always need to be wary traveling through these woods. It's the blight of these woods have gotten us and taken our eyes. Oh yeah, they can't even actually see that you are a traveler and are lost.
So they're blind.
They are going just by they turn around, you see the bandages on their head, they're like specifically covering their eyes. And now that you're kind of make another perception check, because you're about 50 feet away, it's still far enough to where you might not. Yeah, you now see like, yes, sure enough, they have bandages over their eyes, and like across the skin that you can see, you see these like black like blighted like pustules, like black boils that kind of pock their skin in different places. Like you catch one, it's like a big one on their hand, but a lot of them seem to be around their necks, and you can kind of see one on a cheek that might be going up into the eye. They say yes, the blight of the woods has taken our vision, and but luckily we have the warden's protection, so we aren't too unsafe, and we are doing our best to reclaim these woods.
I see. Okay, can I would love to use the earring to message to Christopher that they cannot see, so if they are quiet, they can get close and kind of surround the area a little bit and get themselves into like a closer position. But I'm gonna leave it up to the other guys and see if they want to.
How does Christopher relay this to us? Does he tell us? Does he just
gonna
send
look at
signals
Val.
that we don't understand?
No, I'm looking at Val and just like sighing. That's it. I'm just gonna like a sigh of exasperation and send that back to Felix. Like just a sigh, a depressed sigh.
I think what I told him is like, guys can't see, but they definitely don't seem like they're gonna be the most, like, I think we're gonna have to find our way across the river essentially.
Okay, so yeah, we'll give the sort of stand down sign.
Okay. Whoa.
How do I erase? How do I erase? I clicked accidentally.
I have to erase them.
Oh, I found it.
Oh no, you can. Yeah, I can always erase anything. So, yeah. So you guys, are you gonna try and fan out and approach that way, or are you just gonna? These guys rolled so bad on their perception check. So everyone roll a stealth check, and unless you get a natural 1, you have passed. They rolled a 2 on their perception check. They're pretty interested in this new person that came across, so they aren't really paying attention.
Oh my god.
That's funny. Except for you don't
take off your
you get what we said, that we just take the first number always. Because you don't have advantage and you don't have disadvantage. should just be a flat roll now.
Yes, that's right. Because
So we
the
just always
plate
take
armor is
if it
flat.
comes up
Yeah,
if it comes up with 2 of them, I will always take the left number.
that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys
17
are
is still
able to
probably the
fan out-
best
I guess
stealth
Jagota
roll I've
has
ever
to-
had.
Jagota got 6, but like I said, but just fine. You guys are able to approach, and the 3 blind men, and you can see now they're of some sort of elven descent. Don't know full elven or half elven, can't totally tell, but definitely elven descent. Maybe like the only thing, I guess you got at 19. The one thing you do is like the ears are almost like more pronounced than an elf. So you would think like you travel with a high elf, like these ears are even more exaggerated. Like come to a like like the weird Legend of Zelda elf ears that like go out to here and start drooping down. But yeah, you are they're continuing to talk to you and say like we have shelter and food and you can recoup as you continue your journey through the woods. If you wish to help us, we can show you that way and at least give you some comfort for a night or 2.
I think I might be okay. Who's the warden?
The warden is sadly much diminished, long, powerful keeper of the woods. It's hard to explain. Much like the trees, but a bit more active and living. And they kind of describe him because they don't really have like can't say like it is a this. They describe like a magical entity that helps take care of the woods.
Well, I'm just passing through. I'd love to cross the river.
Well, of course, we will not stop you. You are more than welcome to cross the river and continue on your way. We would love your help if you could. Obviously, in our predicament, our foraging goes much slower than it used to because of our ailment. But if you must continue and move on, then that is just fine. And we will do our business, and we hope to see you soon. And yeah, kind of after that, then they like
yes.
they take the yes. We wish you the best and hope to meet you again. There we go. That sounds better.
Before I venture on, do you know of any what's the most dangerous thing you all know of in the woods?
The most dangerous thing would be what we've come to call him the Blight Beast. One that seems to carry this, and they point to their pustules around with it. We don't see it often. It often is in shadow or lurking in the waters. But we do know that it is strong and powerful, and yes, the other that is probably the biggest fear we have in these woods, and what we are trying to reclaim these woods from.
Okay. Okay. And my name is Angus.
Angus beef.
Angus beef. If I take out this blight beast, will it cure you of your blindness?
We cannot know, but what we hope is that destroying it would at least make our work easier. It seems, as if you've ever done a farm, when you cut back the rotted wood, if something is continued, or in the woods, if you cut back the rotted wood and something just continues to rot forward, you can't. But if we could make progress in reclaiming this wood from whatever terrible curse it had befallen it if this beast was to be gone.
Okay, well, I will do my best, but I'm gonna cross the river now. So I'm gonna cross the river.
Okay.
If I die, I die.
No, and this isn't like a big river. This is
It's more like a creek.
easily like the guy was wading out there catching fish earlier. This is easily waded through.
Didn't we almost kill Fell like early on with one of these though?
Oh,
it's like a cave or something.
well, that was a
no,
cave
that
had a bottomless pit if you fell down.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was. I made a
That was
best
like a
choice.
little-
That was like section 2.
Yeah, so it was like a little stream that he tried
where
to, like,
he had to jump over a small stream and almost died.
yeah. I'm gonna come out from another side. Oh look, I'm lost too. And
Oh, so you want to
yeah, let's
talk to
let's
these
just
guys
come
too?
out, and I'm getting a little nervous from that experience.
I don't know if you would actually be able to hear them. Yeah, if you want to come out and talk, you can. Here, give me 1 second. I gotta go to the bathroom.
Grab some snacks.
You guys think USC or Utah's gonna do against Penn State?
I think it's a fun matchup. I think I would like to think that Utah's on a good day the better team. But there's a range. Some days maybe we're not.
But yeah, we're kidding. They pooped on USC, so
Yeah, that was pretty satisfying. As long as we come out like that, and yeah, I think we'll be fine. I think it'll be fun. It would have been cool to have an Ohio State rematch, but I'll take this. You don't want to fly all the way to California and go to the Rose Bowl with us?
I would love to, but it's just too expensive. Too late notice.
Insanity expensive.
Yeah.
Dude, I was looking at flights to and from Utah, and if we were to do round trip tickets direct from Utah, it was going to cost us like $1,500 a person.
Yeah, that's from Utah to LA, right? Because
Yeah,
it's like still holiday hours, but it's insane.
So dumb. So yeah, so we're gonna fly there and then drive back with Scott and them.
That'll be fun.
That saved us quite a bit of money. For some reason, the return ticket was way more expensive. Thought about just driving both ways though to save us the money, but I have to work Friday.
Well, we did the math of that. Driving will cost $400 gas wise in our car.
Each way or total?
Total. So not too bad for what at that point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people.
Yeah, if we all paid $1,500 a person, I think that's quite the savings.
I feel that if you're doing that, we might as well just go buy something for the tailgate.
I know, I know. When I told Toby flights both ways were $1,500 a person, she's like, or we could do an international trip. But yeah, driving makes it all right. Do you have a college team, Jake?
There's the University of Maryland out here, but they're in the ACC, and ACC is trash.
No, Maryland's Big Ten.
They're in the Big Ten, but they're not good.
No, they aren't good. So
They're like the
Maryland's-
perfect upset team, though. They're like, they don't have good seasons, but once a year they beat somebody they shouldn't.
Yeah, College Park is a little far from where I live, so.
but they have the cool jerseys with the Maryland flag on it.
Yeah, Maryland flag's dumb.
That's a cool helmet, though.
Speaking of football, I almost paid to go see that Denver game last week, TJ. And I'm so glad I didn't, because it was the worst game of football I've ever seen.
Welcome to my season.
It was so bad. I was like, and then Lamar Jackson went down. I was like, well, I've seen Tyler Huntley play enough. Like, I don't need, like,
I don't need to see any more games this year. I saw Tyler Huntley start.
Apparently he was sick too, which just makes me feel all the more worse about how we couldn't fucking stop him.
Tyler Huntley was sick, called in reserve duty. Oof. Oofa doofa. Okay. Yeah, so you approach Christopher and you shout out, "I'm a traveler too."
I'm so lost. This isn't where I parked my car.
Yes, this is where I parked my car. Yeah, so you approach and they immediately react to that yell. Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Well, no, all right.
They believe you. They're like, what? How serendipitous. Were you two together? We understand that if you did not want to approach together, as yes, we are just wanderers in the woods, and there are many scary things out here. Many people that you should not trust. So, are you two together, or is it just fate seemed to have brought us together?
I think we could keep it close to the truth that we've been lost in the woods and we've been looking to meet up with you for some time.
Mm-hmm.
And finally found our traveling mate.
Yeah.
In the last.
And I would say at this point, when you've put things, you say traveling mates, you insinuate there's other people with you.
So yeah, I'm just the front of the rest of everybody else. So we can. I'm plural. I will be plural.
Okay. I was like, oh, well, that's good to hear. Yes, we are just the Blight Wardens. Our druidic group, like I just told this man here, you are welcome to what you can. If you can help us procure a bit more food, it sounds that there might be a few people, but we are also happy to let you go on your way. It sounds like you have business throughout these woods.
I start cracking my fingers with taking out my spice pouch. at that.
Yeah, so you guys get that these people are happy to have you. You do not have any reason to distrust them immediately, but also you guys can go on your way or spend time with them. That's kind of where your choices are. And yeah, with that persuasion and the deception and the rolls were all very good. You guys kind of have your pick. There's probably no bad outcome that would really probably happen. It's just what you guys want to do.
Can you describe this whole Blight Warden, how you got crossed paths?
Oh, he says, we've worked for generations. My grandmother before she passed, worked. It's just a powerful creature that those of us that prefer to live outside the bounds of society join, and they help us and give us give us small gifts and power that we can use to draw and help fertilize the land. There's many like him, probably much fewer now in these cursed woods, but yes, just ancient and like nice. But sadly he is taken ill from the curse that seems to plague this entire land. So they describe him though as less of a human and more of a creature. So there's that.
So they've crossed the river? Have you guys crossed the river?
Yeah, so if you cross, the river is heading southwest. So you can go straight across, but probably like easiest way would be to head northwest from here. I will say, just because it's so many times in between, Jagota did know of a druid enclave that is in the northwestern section of this forest. So, and that was one of like the two core places to like maybe potentially start looking. But you guys have no obligation to check out or follow these people. You can do what you want.
I mean, I think if we can find this blight beast, we can destroy it for him.
Yeah, and if you kind of speak to that, and I think like it's like kind of cat out of the bag, you bring forth your entire troop, and
are the 11 guys.
Are the 11 guys? Make a deception check. They go, we may be blind, but we are not dumb. we sense they might like get it wrong, like maybe they sense like 6 around as opposed to your 5, but we know you number no more than 6 or 7. Unless you have more out in the woods, and at that point I think that you know exactly what you're doing here, and I feel privileged to still be alive. So, yeah, if you guys just want to start going, we can just start going. Crossing the river is easy enough. I'd probably say that this interaction probably took about 1 of your squares away, so you still have 4 more squares to move in whichever direction you want to. And they, like, if you're going to go, then they wish you farewell and say if you have any news or do fall this beast, we would probably feel it throughout these woods. But if you wanted or need any respite while you're going through here, our camp is just to the southwest here. Look for the single source of pure fresh water in these woods. All streams seem to lead to our glade.
If we did feel like murdering a beast, how would we find him?
He generally roams to the southwest of here. Deep south is where we think it claims. That is where the most corruption is to the southwest. So we assume that is where it calls home. But there's also the if you wished for more information, to the west, maybe mostly west, we think. I have not been there myself, but there is the stone, the oracle stone that juts out of the ground there. I know that some of our membership have found answers there to different questions that they have had. For something more precise, you might seek its guidance, but I can give you a loose direction to the south and west.
Let's head southwest then. So let's, what do we do? 2 squares west, 2 squares south?
Okay. Yeah, if you want to do that. So if you do that, moving your first square west, you see this glade that they're talking about, where it's this like almost crystal clear pond with a hillock in the middle, with a small like wooden post, like not a tall wall, but a wooden wall that bends around it, in the center of that. But you would have to go around this pond or go straight south now. So it all depends on if you want to if you want to, which way you want to go, to the west or to the south of this pond. You see that it probably stretches about equidistant, like almost perfect circle. So it's kind of sixes, or you could go diagonally across it, but you would have to go through the hill, and this pond definitely is deep enough to where you would have to swim. You can't just wade through it.
Yeah, let's go south then.
Okay, so you do your last two south. Okay, yeah, and so you get about to the southern edge of this, giant, I say pond, it's really more of a lake. Go ahead and you guys can make a perception check as you kind of get down to the end of your travels for the day and start setting up camp.
For the night, because this would have been very helpful for us, I am going to give Fel half of the gift that I purchased for him. That is going to be this. What is it? The orb of direction. I'm going to give that to him.
Yes. So go ahead and you have an orb of direction, Fel, which, if I remember, it always you can use it to always know which direction north is.
Yeah, imagine.
And I'll say, since you have this, all of the survival checks will be made with advantage from now on.
Orb of direction. Hey, it's in the compendium.
Yep. From Xanathar's Guide to Everything.
This is for saving my life.
Cool. I have an orb of direction.
Yeah. So I'd say in most cases, when you're trying to navigate, you'll have either some sort of bonus or in this case, advantage, because that's kind of the hardest thing, is finding your initial bearing of which way you go. So you guys camp out. You're probably less than probably like 300, 500 feet away from the edge of the water. Because that was probably like your best thing to follow, was along the water line, so that you wouldn't get lost, because you know that you have to go south of the water. And then you can kind of make camp. And besides giving that orb, is there anything else you want to do while you camp down?
I mean, we're definitely in a tiny hut.
Yeah, definitely in a tiny hut. But you guys, while you're setting up camp, you guys can make a deception check, or not deception, perception check. Carrick, you're too busy setting up the hut.
Doing great.
Okay, there. Felix, and it makes sense for Felix because he is the person that interacted with that group the most. You do see them, or not them, but you do see a small boat go across the water to that hill, and as the night starts, you see with an 18, you see a small like some lights light up from inside of those walls. It's not like the best walls, so you can see light coming through some of that, and you do hear just the faintest bit of singing coming from there. Can't really tell what it is, but you do, kind of hear some song on the wind from this little island in the middle of this lake. But you guys bed down. Jagota is going to do something, and with a 14, Jagota comes back, and he comes back with 2 like giant constrictor snakes that are killed, and says, "Found some fresh meat," and like just flops it on the ground. So, yeah, he just went out and did some foraging. So, because and these snakes just look like your run-of-the-mill snakes. You don't have to worry about them being weird poison demon snakes. So, we have about 2 pounds of snake meat.
Make a snake meat stew. We have a master chef in our group.
Yeah, that is what you make a nature check, Christopher, when you're thinking about cooking for the night. You go down to the water, but you don't trust it because a lot of the water here has been stagnant or just not quite right. This water looks completely clear and crystal, but you don't trust it. So a stew might be out of the question unless you wanted to waste your actual water supplies. But yeah, I imagine Christopher makes a good meal for everybody. You can roll to see if it does anything special, but
I googled what is the best way to cook snake. So of course,
at this point make a cooking check.
A strength-based cooking check.
An 11.
It's new.
It's new.
Testing out.
It's new. You don't know exactly how long to cook these little snake steaks, and so they're just a little tough. But they're like just really tough.
Okay.
But no one's getting sick for that.
Testing it out.
Okay. Yeah, you guys bed down for the night. Someone roll a d20, please.
I think I did the last one.
$14.
Nice quiet night. There's almost something that feels like you are a little safer being close to you feel a little safer being close to some semblance of civilization as you've been out in these twisted woods for so long. And you guys get a good night's rest, and will you set time for 20 minutes? Yeah, so you guys get your night's rest. Who wants to? Christopher, you can lead the expedition again.
Try it again.
I would say
should we use our tiny boat and go to this island?
20 minutes.
Good.
Yes, whatever you guys want to do. If you guys want to take a break, Jagota just shrugs. He's like, it sounds like we've got a solid lead, and maybe these people over here can help us. But yeah, we kind of know where we may be going soon. So a little rest if they can, and if not, another great spot for me to set up camp if we end up clearing out all those blind dudes.
All right, Chris.
I would say Jagota has been like drawing like some semblance of a map, and like at least like distance wise, like I know that we moved 5 miles roughly this direction. Like, I mean, you see like he puts like, you see this map and has like a big X over where the boneyard is. an X and a frowny face. The tower is like a circle, and it's like a drawing of like a little crab. So of like things to be careful about, and he's keeping some notes for potential hunting camps in this area. So
We're how far away from Blight Monster? We're like coming up pretty close, we think.
From what?
From the Blight Monster, we're going south.
If you're going south, they were not sure. They just know that the woods get more blighted, and a lot of the creatures it's just down to the south. But they are not equipped to really fight that. They are more like trying to keep like the trees that are healthy, fighting that, and like it's kind of like that. It's kind of like the Ents and Isengard, like trying to make sure that as much as they're destroying, you're recreating and that, but they are definitely being overrun by the blight, and they can't keep up. So that's kind of what you got from them. But yeah, you guys can go into the boat. It would, like, if you threw out your boat, you'd probably weirdly you'd need the big boat because you have too many people for the small boat.
Ooh, okay.
But you guys can row yourself across.
This boat essentially just a bridge for us when it.
Yeah. No, the center of the lake is probably as far as the map says, it'd probably be at least a quarter mile to a half mile to that center of the the lake.
So then go motherfucking boat.
Yep, go motherfucking boat, and your boat flops out and sits in the water. And you are all able to go in and start riding in to the land, or to that central land. I don't think there's any way for you to stealthily approach this island in your big boat. But just for fun, everyone roll a let's see. I'll need 2 athletics checks and 2 stealth checks. And we'll go based off of that to see.
I got 1 stealth.
So those are all terrible for me, but stealth is the least terrible. So
yeah, so you're kind of, the stealth is more like navigating to like how we could be a little smart about it. And Christopher got a 12. Okay, I will allow them to roll for this. They'll roll with advantage.
Instead of like a stealth fighter, we have a stealth boat. That's just...
Nope. It was close, honestly, but you do see as you are approaching, about 3 or 4 people come out of the front gates of this it's not even semi-permanent, it's a permanent encampment that is there. Yeah, and they are standing out, looking a little weary of you as they kind of stand in just stand protection, and you hear as you hit land and say, "Announce yourselves." And
There's 10 guys.
the 10 guys, but there's only 5 of you.
Oh, these aren't the blind dudes.
No. No, these guys, as you land on shore, you notice that at least the head one that's speaking does not have a blindfold on. Has bandages kind of around their neck and hands, but is not blinded. but one I'd say like 2 of them aren't, and the third one is blinded.
I'm gonna do some regular old bagpipes. No haunting. Just
No, you're not gonna try and scare
we got in the boat.
people.
I'm like got one foot up on the
That's
prow.
actually is your athletics wasn't that good because you started playing the bagpipes to like, oh, I can do something with these, and then that's also why the stealth was bad. Like they just saw like a boat going across the water with bagpipes playing, and they're like, what is going on? But yeah, they approach, and you do notice like as your boat hits land, and now it's like some vines actually start to like move and like kind of grab onto your boat, as these people are obviously weary of a group of people suddenly appearing. The blind one, though, after you guys announce yourselves as the 10 guys, was like says something to the leader and says, "It seems you met my friend earlier this week, or yesterday. Earlier this week, I guess that's correct."
Not wrong.
Not
right,
wrong.
not
Not
wrong.
right at all. It seems you met them and you were cordial and nice, but had no interest in coming here. We find it very interesting that you are here now. Can you please state your business? You understand we like to be trusting, but if you've come this far into the woods, you know that everything must be taken with a grain of salt.
Salty sand.
Salty sand.
We had a change of heart. We want to help you out.
Okay. Go ahead and make a persuasion check with advantage on that.
Holy
No
fucking
fucking way.
I mean, it happened, so yes, fucking way. Oh, Jesus Christ. Cool.
Was he just like trip and fall overboard like mid conversation?
Let's hope this just ends in like hurt.
Yeah, because
Wait, did my bagpipes do anything? I did that for an inspiration.
I mean,
natural one's a natural one's a natural one.
I mean, there's 2 of them. Yes, you inspired the second one. It was still a natural one.
It's a real shit selection for a song. No.
There's no reason for that. Like, there's no reason for them not to trust you. There's something has to happen here. Something has to happen. There has to be a consequence.
If there's no reason for them to not to trust me, then why did I have to roll?
Because, well, I mean, from my standpoint, there's no reason for you not to eventually get in because you have the trust of those other people. But, okay, no, here's what we'll give you. Say, if you want an entry, we require some resources. Your sudden change of heart after probably seeing what we have here is a little dubious. So we ask you, the Oracle Stone, it drops shards. We use these in some of our practices to help best combat these woods. You retrieve one of these shards for us, we'll let you in, and you will find friends here. But you understand that we cannot just trust you based off of words alone, especially ones that have changed so much over the past day and a half.
So in order to help you, we have to do a task to help you.
In order for us,
I'm very confused. Can we get on the boat and just leave? Fuck these dudes.
In order for they're happy. I'll say this: that they are happy to talk with you outside of here, but they are not going to welcome you into their encampment. And
where can we find these
definitely
shards?
Not going to allow you to meet the Blight Warden.
Where can we find these shards?
It's a travel to the west. Just be warned. There is some level of corruption that way. Not in beasts, but things that can penetrate the mind. This is why we wish not to go there. But the actual stone provides so much guidance that we can't do it. But in our state, we fear that the corruption we go through might lead us to being one like the beast or those people in the boneyard. So, yeah, if you want in, they'll talk to you out here and you guys can maybe broker a deal. But if you want in and to speak with the Blight Warden, then you have to do this task for him.
I just want to find the big dude that Jagota wants to kill. That's all I want to do.
That's all you want to do? Well, at this point, you know that it's to the southwest. I will say, though, I forgot to say this, when you slept last night, you felt an even stronger pull pulling you to the west. Specifically, Felix.
We're gonna go try and find your stones, and I give them a wink, wink, and let's get back on the boat and get the hell out of here.
Okay, they go and say, "We wish you well.
Yeah,
I'm
you
sorry
too.
that we could not immediately trust. Your words just were so salty."
I just toss them a couple of silver off the boat.
Yes, you toss them a couple silver and make a strength check. Yeah, they get about halfway up there, and one of them goes and grabs them and doesn't know what to do with this. And we thank you. We can melt this down and put it to good use for hinges and such.
Hinges.
Nails, or
I'm gonna make some hinges.
this could be useful if any of those werebeasts return. Yeah, which way do you guys go from here?
West.
Yeah, we're heading west.
Okay, so now if you are outside of this, you can get to the side of the lake without issue. But now is when you get off of this, you need to make your survival check.
All right, wait, with advantage, right? Chris can.
Yes, it is with advantage because Chris and Thel can. Or no, I will say this. Maybe it makes more sense. Instead of advantage, Thel can make one for free as well.
So I'm doing.
Thel would be able to provide the help action to the person with the highest one. So yeah, it makes sense. So whoever wants to make it can make it with advantage because Thel can help them with his stone.
Yep.
I assume you're going medium.
Medium. I mean, yeah, we're no good choices so far.
Well, good thing for the advantage. Yeah, so you guys just start heading due west. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go ahead and someone roll a d20. Who did it last time?
I did it last time, I think, or I don't know if it's looped all the way around.
17. Roll a d12, please. Three. I already did that one. So. So, as you guys kind of entered this last space, as you're kind of like moving through, and you do see this tall obsidian stone jutting out of the ground that you can kind of see it. Like, it just looks odd because it's not a tree. The trees are pretty dense, but there's like little breakages of it. You see this large stone coming out, but as you kind of get closer to it now, Fel, you step on a twig that lets out this oddly loud crack, and ravens, or maybe not ravens, but large black birds burst out of the canopy and around this stone and start circling and then start flying to the south. And as that happens, I need you all to make a wisdom saving throw. Oofa doofa.
Bell is the dumbest motherfucker. I swear to God.
So
You'd be the one foraging for mushrooms without a guide.
So, Christopher and Fel, you both fail. I need you to roll a D100, please.
They'll strong. They'll smash things.
So 48 from Fel. You suddenly lose, and also then one more time, roll a D10. Okay. Okay, both of you, for the next, Christopher, go ahead and roll a D10 as well.
Am I not exhausted anymore?
No, you are not exhausted anymore.
Okay.
Both of you are, you feel something like constrict inside your throat, and every word that you try to speak comes out like a caw. Like a bird is talking. So mechanically, for the next 4 hours, you are incapable of casting spells or really talking to anyone, period.
No more spells for me.
But yes, any words that you say come across as the caw of a raven or crow.
A joke on them. I just wanted to caw all day anyways.
And I would also say you are not totally capable of the like volume of the caw either. It comes out like a full full volume caw whenever you open your mouth to speak. So that's that. But you do see this stone to the south, and when you get there, it's probably about 2-3 o'clock. So
Can we get to the stone? We can get to the stone, right?
Alexa, stop. Yes, you can get to the stone, and I have to be right back before my hot tub overflows, which it does every time.
Caw.
I don't want to try climbing the stone. Hopefully it's not a sheer surface.
I'm gonna try and jump over it, even if it's as big as it is in the picture.
Okay. Yes, you guys approach this tall obelisk.
Can I touch the stone and see if anything bad happens? And I kind of want to like see what like the surface of the stone is, and
yeah. Okay, so here we go. Let me just give the. As you guys approach, in a dark shaded grove, a 5 foot by 5 foot piece of jet black stone juts out of the ground, reaching about 20 to 30 feet high in the sky. Looking at it is a bit odd, as there are times that the rigid chip gives way to angles that don't quite make sense, or the black exterior shifts into fractals of colors whose descriptions you can't quite pin down in words. So, and that is it. Yeah, you can go ahead and make an investigation check on it. To go up and touch it and do that is, and then anyone else can make any other checks that they want to on the stone. But it sounds like, okay. Felix goes up to investigate it, and yeah, and kind of as you like run your hands against it, first it feels slightly warm to the touch. And as you kind of like poke around it, you do see that although seeming completely solid, as you run your hand, you like find loose stones, and you find 3 stones that can be kind of pulled out. And as you pull them out, it doesn't seem to take a ton out of the actual structure itself. It's not like I hit it with a hammer and a piece chipped off. It's like I took this out and I can't totally find where I can put it back in now.
Can I use detect magic on this thing?
Yeah. Go ahead and do detect magic, and I'll give you something for that, and then make an Arcana check.
Okay.
So you while Felix is kind of going around doing that, you're sitting down, going through your spell book, ritually casting the spell. Yeah. So with that, you do know that the type of magic pulsing out of this is divinatory. It's divination magic that is pulsing out of this. Specifically, you see the stones that Felix is holding, and you see that they seem to have like the capacity to cast a spell similar to the spell called augury, which I don't think you have as an actual spell.
Mm-mm.
But let me just double check real quick. Yes, they are able to cast the augury spell. And also that you could possibly sit here and spend some time doing something similar to how you focus and on your like magic items, and you could try to attune yourself to this stone, and there may be some benefit if you did that, but you don't know for certain what that benefit would be and if it would cost you anything. So there's that as well. Anyone else want to make any other type of check on this?
I relay my insight to the group on the stone.
Yeah.
I respond to him.
Oh,
Oh, I guess Jagota should have rolled that wisdom save.
Did Christopher and I understand our cause, or no? It just still sounds like cause to us.
No, you guys just sound like cause to each other. Yeah, so if there's anything else that anyone else wants to check on this stone, kind of what you, so any other skill that you would want to use, I'll give you each one if you want, because none of them can overlap.
I'll intimidate it.
I would say
give an intimidating caw to
that will do nothing.
Okay.
Or roll an intelligence check.
Caw.
You know that cawing at it is just a silly idea.
Okay.
But yeah, you have all of your other skills. But if you think there's one applicable, otherwise we can move on. Like, so applicable ones would probably be what? Religion, perception, maybe nature. But if not, Carrick relays this information about what those stones probably do. You have 3 of them. And then that, if you wanted to, some possible divinatory gift could be given if you sit here for an hour and let him focus on the stone.
So this is on the little shards that we're taking with us, not the giant obelisk itself.
No, the obelisk itself is something you would have to focus on.
Oh, okay.
The stones themselves seem like kind of like a one-use focus on it, and you'd be able to cast this spell.
But only if I stop and I focus on the obelisk.
No, they're 2 separate things.
Oh, okay.
Stones are something that any of you could use. The obelisk itself would require some focus of someone that can use magic.
I see.
So either you or Thel could focus on it as well, from what might get some different information based off of his spells come from the divine versus yours come from books.
Caw.
So you said we have 3 of these stones, and they all cast augury.
And they all can cast augury once.
Can I just do that with one of them?
Yeah. Yeah, so you can cast the augury spell. I'll just throw it in the... Augury. I don't know how to spell this word.
AUG for sure.
AUG. Yeah, AUGURY. How can I just want it to show up on the screen. How do I show it up on the screen? Jesus. There it is. Never mind the second blurb of that.
Yeah, so basically I just want to use it to see if where we head next is going to be good, bad, or whatever.
Okay, give me like the exact wording of that. Because like where we head next, it's not specific enough.
Sure. I want to know if we keep heading south, will that turn out good for us?
This would definitely be a wheel and woe situation. So there will be good by heading south, but there is definitely bad that could and will happen.
Okay.
So, yeah, that is what you get from that stone. And as you do that, the stone kind of disintegrates into your hand.
Well, it doesn't tell me much of anything, but I say we keep going. Unless there's anyone else wants to do anything with this big ass stone.
I don't know if it's worth an hour or not. I'm happy to focus on this thing for an hour, but I'm not particularly.
Yeah, what you get is, I guess with that 15, looking at what the actual DC of this should have been, you get that it would allow you to cast a fairly powerful divination spell.
Like augury or something else?
Much more powerful than augury. So
I don't know. The crows can't help us, but I don't know how you feel about how we should spend our time, Felix.
The crows, the crows can still write words.
Oh, okay.
It hasn't rattled their brain to the point of where they can't. I mean, I would say that. Do you think, Christopher? Do you think what is? No, Christopher's intelligence is actually pretty good. It's like 12, isn't it?
Not bad.
I was gonna say you're all literate and can write, so
just don't really
maybe
like
not
it.
Fel.
Yeah.
Fel can write okay.
I'm not sure. We'd have to try and see how that roll goes.
Hey, let's make an intelligence check to see at what grade level Fel can write. Character development. Fel writes at about a you would be able to tell what he is writing, but he can read just fine, but his writing is definitely going to be like misdoing K's for C's, and
in this paper I will describe.
Yes, it is like a third grade level, which is that is not what he is for.
I think honestly, I think we sit here for an hour and see what happens.
I'm happy to focus on this thing for an hour.
Yeah, that is it's up
also,
to you.
we got to figure out how we're gonna get rid of them from talking about like ravens, because this is unintelligible.
Yes.
I honestly would prefer if they just stopped trying to speak for a while.
I'm pulling Fel over to the side, and we're just doing a little song, inspired themed thing going.
I really am not going to be able to focus with this, to be honest.
We'll step off to the side, yeah.
You focus on the stone, and as he's sitting there focusing, the other three of you, can you make a perception check? Well, with a 20, we're good. Fel, if you want to make a perception check too, you can.
Is he frozen? Or is he... No, he just hasn't been moving.
Yeah. So, with that 20, what you catch a glimpse of, although are not able to dictate, is you do see some like very thin, like at probably like the 30-minute mark, 40-minute mark, as things are getting closer and closer to the end, like you see the small little pulses of very thin chains that wrap around this obelisk. These very thin golden chains that wrap around the obelisk.
Well, that makes me nervous.
Okay, but you are able to as the ritual ends, you suddenly get a blast of like you don't know where it comes from. Some magical energy blasts into you, Carrick, and you know that you can ask a single question. 1 second, or it might be more. Here you go. Ignore the last sentence again. Yeah, you can ask a single question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity that you are going to do in the next 7 days. The DM offers you a truthful reply. The reply may either be a short phrase, a cryptic rhyme, or an omen. And you feel this rush of information, just kind of this thought in the back of your mind that with whatever your next question is, you will get a powerful reply from some piece of magic.
Am I allowed to converse with my group, or do I have to come up with this?
I think this is something you have to come up with because you are the. This is not saying like, hold please.
Excuse me, deity. I need to what would be the benefits to this group specifically from tracking down this beast of disease in these woods?
You get back a cryptic rhyme. not really. But you kind of get actually like pushed this this series of, it's not words, it's kind of like images and like, yeah, it's a whole bunch of images that are kind of pushed towards you that is essentially saying like the benefit for continuing to do this and not just failing and defeating this is that kind of times ahead can be rough, and the more essentially like the more people you have on your side will guarantee the success of you in more ways than you know. There's kind of a pretty vague question of like, hey, why should I help these people is what you're asking. And that's kind of all it can give you. Like if, yeah.
What you're saying is that we should have the blind people help us fight this thing.
Right, that's not what I said at all. It just was that the more people with the future the direction that you are going in life requires as many benefactors as possible.
I mean, I think we've already killed off the people we don't want on our sides. So those boneyard guys were I'm good with them not being on our side, yeah.
But yeah, so that's your answer you get from your divination. But yeah, so you do know that heading south will lead to weal and woe. That helping this will gain you allies essentially, and you can always do with more of them. You have 2 more of these shards, and it's been what, about 2 hours. You still have your detect magic up, or you had your detect magic, or I guess no, it's gone. Never mind.
Okay.
That only lasts 10 minutes, and you've been here for an hour and a half. So yeah, you guys probably have about, if you wanted to move, about 2 squares. I would say you could probably get back to the water if you wanted to travel into the night. But otherwise, like if you're going back the way you came, since you came that way, I allow you to get further. But if you wanted to traverse, you have 2 more squares. So
That we have south.
Let's do it.
We've taken on plenty. Let's just head south.
So yeah, you guys head 2 squares south. 1, 2. And are deep in the woods. And much like the people said, that like as you move to the south, there might be more corruption. You can definitely see a lot of the trees not only are twisted like they were, but they have these black pustules on them that almost look like something that shouldn't be on wood, like a human wart on this wood. And there's just an almost unbearable stench that starts to reek out of this wood, where you see cracks in the wood. If you're too close to it, you immediately recoil. So but you can lay down for sleep. Jagota, you can see is getting like actually quite excited, because this is like the best lead that they have, and they kind of know that they're going in the right direction. So he's getting pretty pumped. He pulls out this flask of that he had of whiskey. He said, "Now I don't do this much. This came all the way from Amon, or not Amon, but all the way from Taldore, out of Craghammer. This, I think we may be in for something fun tomorrow, brothers. So here, let's all take a swig." And he hands over this incredibly expensive whiskey.
Take it right away.
Take it.
I'm very tentative, but I do drink it.
Okay. Everyone take a hit of his cool whiskey.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, so you guys all take a hit of this whiskey. It is the smoothest, best tasting whiskey you've ever had. Dwarves of Craghammer know what they're doing. And he said, "This better be worth it. That amount right there just cost me 85 gold. 3 or 4 swigs." And you can see he I'll sit up and watch for a bit. There's no way I'm going to sleep. And he's just getting very excited for kind of like, as he's been a lot more not pensive, but like introspective, like looking around, like interested, like charting things. Now he's like, the hunt's truly on now. We can get to it. Yeah, you guys lay down for the night. Someone go ahead and roll a d20, unless there's anything else you want to do.
Just want to flick him a platinum piece, just a little, little thumb thing, just like over the shoulder, not even looking.
Just okay, just flick it at him. Let's see. He does not catch it. He's like, "What?"
I just thinks I just took a cough, and I just threw a platinum piece out.
No, and then it falls down on the ground, and he picks it up, and he's like, "That would have been cool." then yeah. Anything else you guys want to do during the night?
Post and guard.
I guess I work on the ring one more time.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and work on the ring.
It was Arcana check, right?
Yeah. So 3 spell slots to do it. DC 12. Yep. It is repaired. It's second day's worth. So 3 more days, although you, like I said, you can't do that last day until you get some supplies that you would need. Which is probably about, it's about 250 gold's worth of sapphire dust is what you'd need. So not something that you might be able to find just at anywhere. Yeah, so someone roll a d20.
Here we go.
6. Nothing out of the ordinary happens, although I do need you all to still make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh,
That's a good thing too.
Yep. So really, it's just Christopher. You aren't quite able to get a good night's sleep because it's almost like you leant up against one of the trees that was partially in the dome, and just we're just too close to that stink, and it just you are able to sleep through it, but you didn't get the best night's sleep, and you have a level of exhaustion because you got some bad sleep last night.
I feel like I've never seen exhaustion before. I've never paid attention to exhaustion before, and this is the second time I've gotten it. So.
Yeah, because normally it's anytime you get it, you guys immediately take a long rest and it goes away. But yeah, so that gives you disadvantage on any ability check. Which, speaking of waking up in the morning, we need to make our next survival roll.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit this one out.
Yeah, Christopher is hacking up a lung. Oh, which, by the way, when you guys went to set up camp yesterday is when Fel and Christopher could start talking again.
Oh yeah, cool.
You guys, that was a 4 hours thing. So.
I don't know about you, Cap, but that was pretty annoying, huh?
Were we aware that we sounded like Caw, or did it only sound weird to them? Oh, okay.
Can you imagine?
No, it would have been really funny if we had just kept talking.
No, I'm going to say, because you mentioned that, and that's funnier, is you guys thought you were talking normal the entire time.
Imagine Christopher and I just sitting there at camp, just having a conversation, and it's just cawing back and forth.
And we both
of us are confused.
Yeah, and yeah, so that is what happened. That's a lot funnier. So yeah, so someone has to. Jagota's gonna stand right up and take this role because he is fucking amped. But he'll get the help for knowing which way north is.
I want to go 20. Let's do it.
Guaranteed. Nat 20. Nope, but 19's pretty good.
A 19 plus what? Plus
no,
4?
it's a 15 plus 4.
Oh, okay.
19. But yeah, you guys are going normal speed. He navigates you very efficiently down to here. And considering I thought everything with that flight warden was going to take more time, I'm going to have to draw a quick map.
Be right back.
Yeah, I will too. 1 second. It sure would be cool to have a computer powerful enough to run Zoom and Roll20 at the same time.
Yeah, man, what are you doing?
I have my work computer and Alyssa's old MacBook Air.
I almost joined a work meeting as Christopher the Barbarian, and I think that was I like roll. It was like I think I rolled like a natural 20, a life natural 20, and caught it before it happened. Like not just like like definitely one of the ones that would have been
one of the
bad.
ones you want to be coming across as a professional. Okay. So I'll describe what you guys approach, and then we'll be playing a little bit loosey-goosey here for a second. But as you guys kind of come into this edge of woods, and these woods, like, as you've gotten closer to them, they are definitely just fucked up. Half of them have fallen over, and that stinking rot that you had smelled before a little bit, it just permeates the air. Like, you feel like sleeping here without like a mask of some sort on would possibly be hazardous to your health. So you approach that, but what you see is you're coming towards the back of a fairly large building. It looks about 2 stories tall. Go ahead and people let's make a perception check to see how much you can kind of glean from looking at this place.
Ooh.
If ever, oh my lord. It's so funny when this kind of shit happens.
Like, everyone is bad except for the one person that does bad normally. Thel, you immediately kind of recognize this based off of some of the work that you've done in the other towns here. This is like obviously a church area. This is obviously a church compound. You can't totally tell, or I guess what you can see is like an outside perimeter wall, as well as this central building. And it looks pretty classic from the things that you would do. It's like a central worship hall, a yard that's probably, if this was an abbey type situation, probably had some farm, like garden stuff. This was a self-sufficient church building. You do see up in the like bell tower, or where it would be, you see on all 4 sides of the top of that tower are these 2 jewels with 2 crescent moons around them and a central star. And you can make a religion check with advantage to see if you would know what god this is referring to. Yeah, with a 14, you are pretty it's pretty easy to notice that this is the emblem, although very rusted, very corroded, and doesn't look like it has been in decent repair for a long time. The symbol of Coralon Archheart, who is the god of elves and other things to that extent, but most commonly associated with elves and one of their prime deities. You do know that worshiping Coralon the Archheart is illegal in Wildmount. It's not one of the accepted deities, which makes sense why you're all the way out here seeing a church to it. But with that natural 20, also almost overpowering the stench of the trees is a different stench, and each one just almost a bit different from the other, to where there's at least like four distinct smells coming out of that front yard, or front like main abbey area of this. Okay, so let me draw something real quick. You guys can place your tokens on the board at the very north end of it. Or if you can't, then I can.
It's all black, so I can't see myself, but I think it's in there.
Okay. You should be able to in just a second. There.
Aha.
So,
Same. Like I placed myself, but I can't see.
where'd you place yourself? I don't see you on the board.
Well, I thought I did, but it's black, so I can't tell.
Is it still black? Replace
Yeah.
yourself.
Yep, same.
But I'd ask that you stay up on the very north part.
Did that work?
I still don't see you.
Oh, there we are.
I
There
put
you
you
are.
on there, Terry.
Thank you.
And I'll throw Christopher on there.
Nope, there we go.
Okay, so now we need to draw what to see. I meant to do this last night, but my parents stayed over. So that inner box is the church itself. Gray is not a great color because gray is, no, you guys see black when it's that. So yeah, so this is what you see at the back wall there. What you would know is generally how these work fell is there's that central abbey, like I said, there might be like a couple other buildings out like as like a gatehouse or a like tool sheds and that, but generally like this is a house of worship that people would come to. People would live here that work at the church, and yeah, kind of have room and bunk for travelers and things like that. And you did smell 3 or 4 very distinct smells on top of what you would normally smell. I'm going to reset the fog of war because you shouldn't be able to see all the way down where you're seeing. Boop. Boop. Okay. Yeah, so what you guys are standing. You're probably further away than you are right now. I'm just putting you there for reference. How would you like to approach this building? The walls, like everything, is in obvious disrepair. It's a stone building, so it's still holding up pretty good, but the wall itself seems to be weather battered. And yeah, we can give it that natural 20 fell. You notice a lot of different like water sources kind of pouring into this area from all different directions. It seems like almost like man-made canals kind of leading its way here. That seem to like stop at the walls, maybe go under or inside of the area.
Are there any windows or anything?
There are tall like stained glass that are like, some are shattered, some aren't. But it's very dark in there. Obviously. Someone roll a d20 real quick. Let's see what the weather's like.
I got this one. Oh yeah.
Yes, with the 6, it is there is a thunderstorm rolling in. It's slightly raining, but not too hard. But there's definitely a larger storm that will be rolling in today, because you're probably around noon. You guys got an early start, and I don't know how many squares you moved, like 3 or 4. So it's probably noonish, but the clouds above are dark. You hear distant rumbles of thunder, and the rain has started over the past hour. Yeah. Which makes it even weirder that Fel was able to smell these different smells over fresh rain. That's what a natural 20 gets you. Fel's good nose.
Smell.
Okay, so there is all of this room. And how would you like to approach?
I'd like to, you said it's dark in there, so I'm gonna pull out one of the lanterns from my robe of useful items and light that so we have some light, I guess. And then I say we just find a door and open the door.
Okay. So what you would know, like you would have to jump over this about 10-foot wall. You guys are approaching from the back of wherever this courtyard would be. Give me 1 second. Okay. Boop. Nope, wrong one. Boop. I say Command L. Nope. I select you and say Command K. Command L. Nope. One of these keys. Okay, cool. Can't see shit. Yeah, you would have to go over the wall. There's a crumbled section to your right, and that you could probably sneak through, although it is crumbled, so it might have loose rock in that, or you can try to vault the wall in any direction.
Yeah.
One of us has no problem with that.
Normally, I'd say so, but my little
He's a little
stinky
tired.
sleep. Yeah, a little tired. Shucks.
I'm gonna climb over the wall.
But probably save me. Like, probably not the best.
Yeah, so the wall on your left, or your right, so map left, is open for, or is able to be scaled, and the son of a gun, why does it do this? Here, give me 1 second. Yeah. Are you scouting? Are you going to scout ahead?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Kind of.
So yeah, you can go ahead and start moving. Go ahead and roll a stealth check. Okay, we'll roll for these dudes. Oh no, they don't. Yeah, you're able to sneak over, and you're on the edge of the wall. There's no door on this side, but there are like those high arching windows that are probably about 10, 15 up. That you can go through. You do notice that like the third one, there's about 4 on each side, is broken. So that is a possible point of ingress. But yeah, just go ahead and move your token wherever you want to kind of move it.
All right. So this is a back wall, right? You said.
The other wall.
Which one? This one?
This one over here.
This one. Cool.
Yeah. So you're starting to move your way through there. Yeah, and you do notice that window that's up about right here, about 15 feet up, is a possible piece or possible location of getting in. So you can just continue to sneak your person around, rolling on that 14 stealth check.
Cool. Yeah, I want to get to that window and see if I can get in.
Sure. How are you going? Are you just going to try to climb the wall? You have your second story work, so make an athletics check with advantage, or acrobatics check with advantage. Either one. One second. Yeah, 25, you're able to scale right up into there. Inside of this, what you see is a whole, like a completely decimated church building with a very high arch ceiling that goes up to where this central bell used to be. There's some rafters there's some stairs on the side that look like it might have gone up to a platform to pull, like on some pulleys to ring the bell that was up at the top, but it's mostly destroyed. And what you see is water kind of running down into it, like kind of creating like you can't tell totally how deep, but kind of like a bunch of pools of water everywhere. That this water doesn't look good. It looks very, even though it's moving, it still seems like brackish and like what you would think bad water would look like. Like this would be like a do not drink this water. And yeah, so there's all of the pews that are kind of dilapidated. You see some bed rolls in here. You see some stuff like that, but that water is running, and you can see it going down into kind of a lower section of whatever this compound is.
Cool. I'm gonna can we just open like a line of communication to Christopher, and I'll tell him that this is kind of what I'm doing, and then can I climb in like and stay like up on the rafters?
Yeah, no, the 25 acrobatics won't make you roll again. Like, yeah, you're able to get up into kind of the rafters of this building, and because your stealth was good enough, and these things are big old dummies, you do see two of these hunched over humanoid things that look to be like blackly scaled and kind of hunched, like tatters of clothing kind of on them, long like lizard-like claws on one hand, but then there's like patches of human skin on them. You see that as you are sitting up about probably at this point like 25 feet up in the air in like kind of like that, like, you know, like, have you ever been in a church where it has like the metal pillar on or the column on the side that goes out, but there's a gap here? You know what I'm saying?
Line buttress.
Yes. Yes, for someone that knows architecture, that you're in like kind of that open buttress section, and looking down. So I'd say if I move you here, can you? No, you aren't going to be able to see anything. So dynamic lighting.
Okay, I want two things I want to do. I want to relay what I'm seeing to Christopher, and I want to ask Jagota if these are the creatures that he's looking for. So like through Christopher to kind of get an idea, because if we don't have to fight these things, we're not going to fight them. But if these are the things he's
we will.
Jagota says like the only thing I know about what we're actually looking for is that it's big, got maybe 6 legs, and maybe multiple heads. And it sounds like, I don't know, okay, let's roll an intelligence check for him. A natural 20 intelligence check. Good job, Jagota. It's like, but putting together what we heard from those crazies out by the water, it sounds like this forest is kind of fucked, and if you're here long enough, it might fuck you up, and maybe this beast is more than just a beast, and maybe has some level of control and henchmen and things like that. It's not just living alone. So
yeah, these things look fucked up.
And yeah, so that's what Jagota can kind of give you about the whole thing.
Last thing I want to do, and maybe I'll have to roll for this, is do I see another entry point for the rest of the guys that I could relay to them or make available to them
from here? Probably make a perception check or an investigation check.
Let's go investigation, because I'm a little better at that.
Yeah, so on an investigation check, looking around, so there's always the option of them climbing over and you providing a way for them to climb in through this window. There's also a window that's shattered in the back of that, so that they wouldn't have to, climb across multiple walls. Yeah. But it's essentially windows, and there's a front entrance.
So I think, okay, I think that the best thing to do from like a tactical perspective is for me to try and get a surprise round on these dudes, if that's possible, while you guys circle to the front entrance, because shattering windows is gonna alert them.
Yeah. And they can circle. around the front entrance, there's also that other side that you're the opposite side from you. They can climb through. It just might. It's loose rubble, so you don't know how well you'd be able to sneak through.
Plus, Bella's in plate armor, so.
Hey, but he's got his sneaky boots.
I don't know. Does that sound like a good plan, you guys?
I'm fine with that.
Okay, so
We could even, since you can talk to Christopher, we could even coordinate the attack.
Yeah, I mean, I think best thing to do would be like you guys circle around, and then I'm gonna attack one of these dudes as you guys are busting in or something.
Works for me. Which side? It's on the complete opposite side.
Yeah, the complete opposite side of where you guys are.
Can I pull out a dreadful or no? Yeah, no, nope, nope, nope. I could, and I won't. So no,
Boop, 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 boop.
we're sneaking.
Boop, 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 boop. Okay. I need to roll. I've moved to the bottom.
yeah, so everyone position themselves. Probably, I'm gonna move Fel about where you would be to where the door is, like right here. I know that or not. The door's about right here. So about where Fel is would be where you would be to like not be seen by these people. But everyone does need to make a stealth check to go around. Yeah.
Yes.
Well done.
You
Oh,
did.
here comes
Fel's
here's
disadvantage
disadvantage.
now. Fel's feeling very
Oh,
confident.
Oh my god.
Second
Okay.
one.
I think even Felix heard Christopher or Carrick.
It wasn't me, it was Christopher.
That's me.
Oh
That's
no,
me.
yeah, you're right. Sorry.
Y'all, you need
He's walking along and just his
Truly,
his
you
bag
only-
leans against the wall and the bagpipes just
I was gonna even say like, oh, maybe I'll give you advantage because it's thundering and it's loud outside. But even that,
You didn't give me
10.
advantage.
You needed
No.
a 10. You see from that in your vantage point. Here, let me move you real quick. From your vantage point, Felix, you see one of these lizard monsters hear something and immediately start sprinting and disappear as he goes down into the hole. And then the front one moves forward, and all three are, you guys don't know this, but people are a little more attentive right now. Yeah.
And then where would I be? Like where on the rafters? Like I just want to know about where the rafters are. So right here. Okay, cool.
Right
so
here. So the raptor is like, it's like right on the corners.
I have lost everything. Now
Oh.
I have nothing.
You can't see anything?
No.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna bother with dynamic lighting. Everyone just play honest.
Okay.
So but you can't really see outside. You can see kind of out those front doors, but you can't see anything. But you are in, as far as you can tell, a completely empty completely empty chamber. But you do know that one of those guys just went down these stairs.
Right. Got it. Okay. So is this a wall right here? This bottom part?
Yeah.
Okay. So I can't see outside. Okay.
Yeah. The only place that you can see is where those two blue lines are.
Okay.
That is where you see the water kind of flowing into this area.
Okay. Well, I can. Well, I can't see through walls, so. Cool.
So do you relay to the group what just happened?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell them that. I'm gonna kind of describe basically what I've seen inside and how there's the water that's going down, and one dude went down there, so we don't know how many things might be down there.
Yeah. I would say, Phil, riding off of that perception check you did earlier, you smell those 3 distinct smells much more clearly now that you're closer to these walls. So you would have an idea that there are definitely a few people out in this courtyard, to go with what Felix saw before, or with what Felix had. So you would say you would be confident that there are at least 5 enemies in this area, if not more. So, these guys are going to start patrolling. So I'm going to give everyone 1 round of things that they want to do to kind of set up, before we'll roll initiative to keep it more more fair. So everyone can set up wherever they want to, within reason. The wall that you guys are at right now is about, what did I say, 10 feet tall. There are some crumbled out sections that might be lower, but and then the gate is right here.
Would it be safe to say that like rafters are running across the entire top? So if I wanted to stay on a rafter, I could get to like the middle area here.
So you're on the stone part. You could get onto these other rafters, but it may be a bit precarious because of the state of the wood.
That's fine. Just
okay.
I want to get to like
of falling
here
through the roof 2 times.
Yeah,
so, go ahead and just roll a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Oh boy, let's see.
Yeah, you're able to. You step, and like as you step down, you feel like this one rotted piece. Like there's like a joist that like came across like this. You went to go step on this side of it, and you felt that was going to rot through. So you went like kind of a little bit more dangerous, but you knew it would hold way, and you are able to get to this center part, which has a frayed rope above you that looks to reach up to the bell that would be up there. So that is your turn. What does each other person want to do?
I mean, we can't. The best we can do is like set up outside this door, right? Because once we open this door, I assume things go crazy.
The only other thing that, like, and this is me speaking tactically, like I could potentially ring this bell and you guys could storm in, and hopefully the bell is enough for distraction too.
For you to do that, that would use your 3rd of your 5 charges on your earring though.
No, I can. I'll take that, and I want to do my pipes of haunting.
Ooh.
Okay. Tell me what the pipes of haunting do. We'll say that is the last thing that's going to happen is him playing the pipes of haunting. So where do Carrick and Fel want to set up or move to or surprise or?
This red line is the door?
Yeah.
I'm just outside the door.
Okay. You somersault through because your stealth check was good enough. You somersault through to not be seen as you run through. The door's open.
Oh, okay. Door's open. That makes more sense. Okay.
Yes, the door. There is no door. It's like there was probably at one point like a nice like portcullis or something like that. But this thing that like the door is on the ground.
What I'm imagining is I thought there was a door, and when there wasn't, I did the somersault in immediately after.
Yes, and that is why you are so close to being caught with your 11.
So. All right, so You can use an action to play them and expend one charge to create an eerie spellbinding tune. Each creature within 30 feet of you that hears it, you must succeed a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw or become frightened for 1 minute.
Okay, so they are 40 to 45 feet away. So, if you wanted to do this, you would have to hop over the wall.
Yep, I'm hopping over the wall. Coming in from above with
okay. And everyone, including I guess Jagota came too, didn't he?
He's just chilling. He's just still so pumped that this might be.
Yeah.
Like,
Jagota actually, he's going to roll a dexterity save. Oofa doofa. Uh-oh, Jagota. +3. You don't really know what Jagota did, but he said he was going to flank around this side, didn't want to go up front. But he did not do that well and knocked over some rocks, and 2 of these lizards had started to move him. This all happened while you guys were being all prepared. So it's going to pop off. Everybody roll initiative. Nope.
You're too fast. I don't think your thing's up yet, or I just can't see it.
Yeah, do you need to get the initiative thing up first? Yeah.
That's such bunk.
I got 16
Oh,
points.
they just populated.
Okay, good.
I think.
Oh my lord.
Felix didn't populate for some reason though.
Because I didn't have my token selected. I got 16.
Okay, give me a second. You can look at the turn order. It says troglodyte. These things aren't actually troglodytes. It's just the thing that I used. So we have 2 Christopher the Barbarians. Oh, because you have advantage, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you didn't get this 20. Jagota hasn't rolled yet. Carrick did not get this one.
He did. I got the 20.15.
Yeah, you had a 21 on there as well.
Oh, that was like another thing.
Yeah. I have 2 versions of everybody on here, so it's just finding the right ones.
Well, that's interesting because I couldn't see my second self.
Okay. And then do that, and we roll initiative. Okay. So arrange that by descending. Guess I have to roll for these guys. So 17.
Is there any way to send it after the fact?
Yeah, Jake, I think if you select your token and roll initiative, it'll put your token on there, and then you can just manually change it to the first roll.
Which I did. Oh, I thought I did.
He's not on there for us.
I forgot to hit enter.
No, you can change your own initiative number in the turn order. That's interesting.
That is interesting that you can.
The more you know.
That feels like you could cheat me. Okay, the last one is this. What?
Nothing.
No way. I mean, as long as I ordered it beforehand, it doesn't matter, right? Okay, so Jagota, it actually makes sense. Jagota didn't hear all of this planning because you've been doing it all over these earrings that he can't hear. So Jagota comes around this corner.
Hey, can you put me in?
I did. Oh, did I not put you in the right slot? Oh.
I don't see him even on the list.
I just want to keep my 16.
There.
There I am.
There he is.
So it's weird because it's almost like I get the initiative from the last time we did it. So I was just updating his old roll, but I wonder if that only can be seen if you're on the page that one was on.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, because when you said you were seeing doubles of people, I didn't see any doubles.
Yeah, so I wonder if that's what it is I am seeing like it globally across multiple screens. So I could keep track of if we had 2 maps going, maybe. So maybe it's smarter than I am. Jagota, you're supposed to have your full hit points. Okay, Jagota comes down around this corner, is immediately surprised by seeing this, is only going to get 1 of his attacks because he was so surprised. He's going to take 1 of his arrows out quickly and try to plug this thing with a 17. This thing gets hit for, oh my goodness. Jagota, you nasty.
Have we all burst in the door? Can I bring my character in, or?
Yes, everyone is burst in the door here.
Rawr.
I realized I should have said, Christopher, like I gave you that, but I think with your natural 1 stealth is the reason you haven't gone. You didn't get to like do your thing beforehand, and you had to move in to do it anyways. So
I still think you should do it. I think it's a really good idea.
No, I think he should do it, but I would say like that is why I don't think you just got to do it out front because you didn't really have the drop on these guys. But yeah, that first guy takes a giant arrow to the chest and looks like immediately heavily wounded. But is still up, and with that, it is Carrick, your turn.
So I'm going to see what is. I guess I'm gonna run to like here. My goal is to be 15 feet. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to try to burning hands both these guys at the same time.
Okay, do it.
Oh, and I'm going to cast it as a level 2.
Okay. So that's so weird how it does the upcast thing.
I am very confused by what that is. Oh, so that's the extra D6.
So instead of just adding the D6 to that 8, it does this second part that does the extra damage.
Okay, so it's 8 plus 5 if it hits, basically.
Yes, and they need to make it's a DC 16 though now, isn't it? Because of your book.
Oh, yeah, it is. You're right.
Natural 1 and a natural 1.
Nice.
That is 2 times in a row that we rolled back-to-back natural 1s. Yeah, so these things are relatively surprised. It's almost like you ran in behind the 2 bigger guys. Your light frame was able to roll out, and as you put out your hands and send forth this gout of flame, they both take a considerable amount of damage. And you immediately see them like wiping off their bodies. And what you actually even see is like as they breathe, like the like an almost visible mist comes out that seems to like have little embers burn away as it gets hit. So 8 plus 5 is 13, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but they are both standing there pretty surprised, but just fine. Christopher, your turn.
So I don't know. I'm just still going with my thing and playing a haunting tune to these 4 guys right here.
Yeah. Roll, and what is it? It's a DC what? Save.
DC 15 Wisdom.
Okay. Let's see how wise these guys are. They aren't. Okay, so this one, which one looks like being scared? This looks scared. This one and this one are immediately like the tune enters their head and are immediately like, what does this tune sound like that comes out of it?
It's a little caw, crow inspired.
It is, yes, it's like the sound and like these notes in it of these caws seem to remind 2 of these of some large bird-like assailants that they had and are immediately like looking around trying to find that and are now afraid of you who seem to be emanating that noise. Yeah, that's your turn. Do you want to move anywhere? I'd say you guys busting in would have been your pretty much half of your movement. You moved, what, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You have 10 feet of movement left. There is this stream moving through here that looks actually like pretty deep. It's a pretty like forced out, like dug out canal.
I'll just take a step back from that. Just a little bit.
Perfect. Felix, your turn.
I'm gonna hold my action, wait for some. I'm basically gonna hold the action until someone comes through the church.
Just hold
Yeah.
to shoot somebody or to.
Yep. Basically gonna I've got my hand crossbow ready.
What's your passive perception?
14.
14. You do, just as you're kind of like surveying and making sure nothing else is there, looking out the door, you just see a slight splash in the come out of the water that didn't seem like the raindrops, like a slightly larger splash. Could be a fish, could be something like that. You don't totally know, but you saw a splash happen.
Okay.
Vel, that's your turn.
Yep. I'm gonna take a step forward here, and I'm gonna pull out, throw, and then engage my lightning bolt javelin. I'm aiming for the back of the 2 guys on the right there.
15 hits that one in the back, and the other one needs to make the saving throw, right? DC 13 Dex. Yep. Doesn't. So they both take whatever the lightning damage is, which is 46. Ooh, nice. The first one that had the javelin or the arrow put into it had been knocked back, and then the javelin hits it and knocks it forward, and it's planted, spiked into the ground, while the other one that is now afraid also just gets completely lit up and like drops to one knee as it's like scared, terrified to keep moving. So minus 19, and it's still alive and it's looking scared. That is actually brings it to its turn, which it is immediately.
The back one took the 9 piercing and the 19, right?
Oh yeah, sorry, it's dead. It is.
Okay, it died. I got it.
It is pierced to the ground. There, I gave it its its little death logo. But this one immediately sprints and runs to go into here as it runs away. And
Okay.
and
I
I would
still have
I guess you have your
movement
second attack.
and another attack. Yeah, so I'll come up over here and hit this other guy.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack. 15 hits, and you put in a big cleave into this guy that actually like drives in, and you can just see it like barely gasping as it tries to push the sword away, and is barely hanging onto life.
Can I
Okay.
hit this dude now?
Then
Yes.
Attack this dude.
Is that the end of your turn, though?
I
You
hit.
still have a bonus action. That's it.
Yeah, I did the divine smite on that hit.
Oh, you did?
I just
yes,
did it.
with a little divine smite, like you feel it and you can see that its eyes like kind of quaver, that it's not going to hold for life, and you just pump in just a little bit of divine energy as it's sitting here, blows apart this part of its chest, and it is also dead. So that guy gets his little marker. Now it is that troglodyte's turn, and it runs in. Go ahead and make your attack.
All right, please hit. God, it'll be such a bummer if I don't.
15, yes. And you are definitely hidden, so you get sneak attack.
Where's
Oh,
my
that-
button?
I can fix your hand crossbow to have the button, but
I have it. I have it.
yep. Yes, this thing runs in, and you can see it's terrified, and
Oh,
you just
man.
put
2 6s.
you put a bolt straight between its eyes, and it drops down dead.
Sweet. Can I, as part of my turn, I've jumped. How far down is it? Am I going to hurt myself?
Yes, you will. You will have to make an acrobatics check. You are about 25 feet, 30 feet up in the air.
Okay.
I will say you're about 30 feet up in the air.
Okay. In that case, I will wait and climb down safely.
Okay. Okay. After that, it is the dead troglodyte's turn, and then it is this dead troglodyte's turn, and now it is this last one that can't get any closer to any of you, so is going to dash away 30 feet. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He's actually going to keep going 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And he's kind of in the back of the building. Yeah.
Does he get more scared from seeing the random dead friend that he doesn't understand is dead? Why or how?
That is why he continues to run, because he probably would have like gotten into the building and like hid behind a wall, but then he saw his dead friend. He's like, "This place ain't safe either," and keeps running. That brings it to Jagota, who is just kind of saunter up because he doesn't see. I guess he would have seen that guy running into the building, so he's going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, he's just going to take half his movement and just kind of ask what's going on, like where, like he was not expecting this, so he's just kind of surprised. He yells to you like, well, is there any other hostiles out here, brothers?
This has got some serious horror movie, like 22 minutes into a horror movie right now. I'm like really gonna start rushing over. Like this is when the thing comes out and chops his head off. So
yeah. So
famous last words to a minor character.
Yeah. Is there any action you're going to tell him to do? Because
I'm running. Get over here to us. ASAP.
So he has 34 feet of movement. Let's see.
I'm tossing a rope. I'm going a little panic mode right now. Because this was way too easy for a big ol' stinky church.
Yeah, so he's gonna run and jump over the river to get over close to you. He'll make his acrobatics check. If he gets an 18, he runs and jumps over to here. However, as he jumps,
I was just gonna say,
matches up.
Did you just get him killed jumping over the water?
So it reaches up out.
you would think that he would have as a giant, like I mean giant crocodile, technically huge, jumps out of the water, but mistimed completely and nosedives into the ground right here, and then turns and swings its tail in retribution, or kind of like spins around as it's getting out to also still try to hit Jagota as its bite missed. Oh my goodness gracious. And it also misses Jagota. Jagota's leap was just too powerful. As this crocodile jumps, misses with biting it, and then in retribution tried to swing its tail as it maneuvers its body. And it stands there staring you all down. Carrick, your turn.
Okay. I'm going to lightning bolt.
Lightning bolt the alligator?
Lightning bolt the
crocodile?
Yeah. I'm gonna like kind of step.
Still partially in the
here.
water. How does that impact conductivity?
We'll see.
Lovely.
Felix, you definitely heard this giant ruckus outside. Okay, holy shit, 33?
Jesus Christ.
Well, but it's a DC 16.
I know, but still, I mean, what? 8d6 average would be...
Yeah,
much less. Average
it's a bunch
24.
of there's a bunch of fives in those, and a
4,
6.
5, 3, 5, 3, 5, 5, 3.
Yeah.
Yes, this blasts across its back. Let's see. If it doesn't make it save, I'll let you roll one more d6 for it being in water. But if it makes it, then it doesn't make it. It goes from a 17 down to a 7. Its dexterity is -1, so it takes all of that. Roll one more d6 on this. So it takes 35 points of damage as these bolts, like as it's like hind, it's kind of its head is in the water still because it's swung around with its tail as this lightning bolt kind of hits the back of it and drives into it. And you just see it like kind of lash out and hit its head against something as it turns around to stare at you all. Big hit. Christopher, you are also standing close to this thing.
I am. Yeah, let's just. I don't know if I want to be standing next to this thing, and I don't know if that's going to make a difference whether or not I'm standing next to this thing. So. I don't think the Thunder Blast is going to do much to this guy. So, yeah, let's just smack it upside the head. Rage damage.
Okay.
Raging.
Take your 2 hits on it.
Raging. Reckless. Taking a 2 hits.
That is a hit and a roll your second one.
I think I do want to do Thunder Blast just to see what, like, if I can I aim it down the Thunder Blast, just try and get some downward blast damage.
Yeah, but it's pretty much like against the ground in that water, though.
Oh, okay.
So
Sure.
you'd have to pick a direction for it to go.
Okay.
But you do want to use the Thunder Blast?
Yeah, let's aim him back into the water. Why not?
Okay.
Just see if we can get his head
Mhm.
away.
Okay, so he takes 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 damage, and then rolls he hits a 20 on his strength saving throw. So he does not move as he takes this hit, and you like see like maybe like one tooth kind of chips off as you slam up into this guy's head.
All right, let's try it again.
Yeah, and sure enough, again, this is the 2 hits, and it definitely looks like it's taking the hits. That it might not be the hardest thing to hit, but it is a big old beefy boy.
And smacking it again.
Okay.
Or can I do that twice?
Yeah, you can do it each time. You just only have 3 charges on it.
Yeah, I'll see the next one.
That's a 19, so does not move him. Takes the 3 damage, so 8, 9, 10, 13 points of damage. Okay, that is Christopher's turn unless you want to do any movement. I guess you were technically up against him, so.
Yeah. I'll take what comes.
Technically right here, so.
Take what comes, yeah.
Yep. Felix, that is you. You have this one guy that's running away in the corner.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot him.
Okay, take your sneak attack. $13 hits.
I get sneak attack still. So 20 total.
Oh, nice. 20 total, and this guy has 13 health points. So as you hit him, he hits and starts going, like, falls down onto the stairs that has this running water over it, but isn't quite it's not enough to move him, but dead at the top of the stairs.
Cool. I'd also like to climb down from the rafters.
Okay, 1 second. So for you to climb down, you would have to go to the edge. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. You could climb down on your next turn, but you don't have enough movement to.
That's fine.
No, actually, you can bonus action dash. So yeah, you can climb down. And you have second story work. So yeah, you're able to climb down, and you can probably like put yourself like right here.
All right, cool.
As far as you can get after climbing down.
Yeah, sounds good. I will go ahead and just kind of move me over this way.
Okay. That brings it to Fell's turn.
Okay. I mean, just gonna try and cut me off some piece of gator here.
Okay. Chop up the gator. That does not hit. Just overswing as the gator like kind of plunges down into the water to kind of like rejuvenate itself after those rocking hits from Christopher. The second one though, as that first one misses, you're able to like counteract the balance and like kick up as it punches up. You're just able to carve across one eye as it lifts off that eye and pops it. And this thing bares its teeth and roars and like lets out like a snarl at you. So -11. But thing still looks good. Okay, Troglodyte's turn. He's dead. Troglodyte's turn. He's dead. Jagota, having realized that he has narrowly escaped a very bad time, runs up over to here to get out of way and is going to launch 2 shots at the beast. Neither. Wait, did that one hit? 10 plus 6. One of them hits and buries itself in the things just kind of like the rear section, taking 3 plus 6 is 9 damage.
Jesus Christ, Justin Jefferson has 174 receiving yards, and they still have most of the 4th to go.
He's pretty good at football. Don't you wish that your team had a receiver like that?
I just would like a NFL caliber receiver on my team, apparently.
Hey,
I mean,
welcome to the club.
it would be nice if your quarterback hadn't like received severe brain trauma somewhere between.
I think some of that is that we overvalued and our wide receivers are completely injury depleted. So we literally at one point we had snaps last week when Sutton went out where we had 2 undrafted free agent wide receivers out there. I'm like, oh, good, we're playing. It's like JUCO trying to go against Alabama. Of course, we're not moving the ball.
Tyler Huntley has 88 yards of offense, or of passing, I should say, passing.
What in the world is going on with Evan Ingram today? 152 yards and 2 touchdowns. Evan Ingram's like not usually the scorer of the team.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think Lawrence has hit him a few times for some big plays.
Mitchell Trubisky also has thrown 3 interceptions, which is
Trubisky's playing?
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know if I'm just looking at GameCast. That's what, like.
Wait, Trubisky's playing for the Ravens?
No.
Okay.
For
what happened to Pickens?
I don't know.
Yikes. There's some teams.
Kenny Pickett ruled out with a concussion.
No. So normal thing.
So Jagota hit this dude or no?
Jagota went before. The alligator should have gone, or crocodile should have gone before him, but he did get 1 hit on him for a decent amount of damage. But to start, the crocodile immediately looks at Christopher and is going to try and latch down its bite on you. Jeez, Maurice, just once. Why do I use this dice? Always is cocked. An 18 plus 8, 16, or 26. I think it hits. It hits you. You need to make a. No, you do not. You are immediately grappled as you are in its jaws.
Okay.
And you take 2, 3. 17 points of damage, reduced by half as it clamps down on you. And as it's clamped down on you, it's now going to whip its tail at Fell. That is a 21 to hit, Fell. And Fell, you need to make a DC 16 strength saving throw.
Oh, 15. Woof.
15. Dang. So you move 5 feet backwards and are knocked prone. This thing. Oh, and you take. 11 plus 16 points of damage, reduced by 3 because of your armor. And with Christopher in its mouth, it's going to dive underneath the water here.
Yeah, I knew that was going to happen.
It's going to dive, and you can still kind of see the top of it, but probably any attack going at it is going to get with disadvantage as it has pulled your barbarian friend into the water. Okay. Now it is Carrick's turn.
Hang on, sorry. I think because I just raged, it should have had disadvantage. Sorry,
Oh,
I need to read my stuff.
I will roll to see. That is a 22, so it's higher than his original attack. So hits anyways.
I tried.
Yeah.
Wait, do I have +3 on saving throws though?
Oh, no, yours is automatically calculated.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, yours. That's why it's +8 instead of plus.
So you said I can.
Yeah, my strength's normally 5. I see it. Got it.
I can see just the top of him.
You can see just the top of him. Any direct attack would have disadvantage on it.
What about a gravity sinkhole directly over the top of him?
That will pull him up into the air, but it will drop him at the end.
What about right over him, but like out of the water? So like, that's within the range of gravity sinkhole. I'm just trying to decide what effect him being half dived has on this.
Gravity sinkhole has a 40-foot range. It's a 40-foot globe, isn't it?
It's a 40-foot diameter, 20-foot radius sphere.
Yeah, so you could pull him up, like if you put it like right here, it could pull up. Does it affect huge? Does it have a? Just to be fair, does it have a size?
A size what?
A size stipulation that it's like any creature of so and so size. Suppose I could look.
I don't think it does. I mean, but there is like a saving throw, so
yeah. I'm just curious if because some things that move things.
I'll post it, but I don't see anything that says that.
Nope, you're good. Yeah, so
that's what we're gonna attempt here.
If you put it like 10 feet up in the air, like right here, it could pull it up there.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Okay. You rolled that spell.
So it's a spell save DC 16.
Got an 18. What was the save? Constitution save? Yeah, so 21.
Okay. Well, so then I still potentially do 5 and divided by 2.
Yeah, but they're not
spell,
so okay. Yeah, so you're good. Roll your damage. 5d10.
So 10.
So 10 points of damage. This thing, you see it like kind of lifting up, but it like sinks its claws into whatever rock or muck, and it just fights against being pulled up. And next up, Christopher, you are grappled, which means you can't move. You are also underwater, which means any attacks have disadvantage. However, you can try and use an action. You're not even grappled. You're restrained, which restrained does more than just grappled. Let's see. So you are underwater. Restrained. Your speed is 0. Your attack rolls against creature have advantage, and the creature's attack rolls have disadvantage. And you have disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. So none of those really matter. But you can try to escape with a DC 16 strength save.
I think I got advantage on those with
Yes.
rage, so let's do that.
But you would not be able to attack afterwards though. So
Okay. Let's just get out of the giant crocodile smell. Sounds like the most reasonable.
Okay.
I was looking through. I'm like, okay, what can I do with a salami? Let's. Yeah.
Okay.
Options aren't great here.
No, you are between a rock and a hard place. Luckily, you can hold your breath for 3 minutes. So the breath rules are absolutely bonkers. Everyone can hold their breath for a minute, and then for each of your ability modifier, you get another minute. So if you have a 20 in Constitution, you can hold your breath for 6 minutes.
I just found out about pure oxygen breath holding. Have you seen this stuff? You can you don't just hold your breath, but they breathe in pure oxygen and they hold their breath for 20 minutes. That's a record. That's the human record for holding your breath.
That's wild.
So anyways, 26.
Anyways, you have escaped. The thing is still looking straight at you. You would have to let's see, they don't give you enough rules of this. I will say that because you beat it so much, you can move, and it'll have disadvantage on any opportunity attack to try and get you, because you popped open this thing's mouth. But it'll take a opportunity attack at you to try and re-grab you. But gets a natural 1. Yeah, your pop to its jaw was just enough to disorient it enough that that you're able to climb out of this water quickly. You can move as far away as you want, though.
Let's just flank it.
Yeah. That will make it Felix your turn. You just hear a lot of thrashing outside.
Yeah, I hear a lot. My curiosity is kind of getting to me in terms of, let's see. Kind of want to go over to where these stairs are. So I think
Okay.
I'm going to move. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Oh, wait, where are the stairs?
Stairs are right where that dead body is.
Okay, and can I go down the stairs?
You can, and I'll just describe it to you. These stairs, I actually have a description right now. Let's see. You have it's this tunnel looked like it used to just be a staircase down, but it's almost been widened to be at least, as opposed to being maybe the 7 feet wide, it's probably about 15 feet wide of it looks like carved out as opposed to just a stone wall down through this hill. The stairs are kind of crunched down and broken. You don't see, all that you can kind of see from going down is that it levels out about 15 feet down and heads out straight. So without going, depending on how far you want to go down, you could get more information.
Do I see the dude that ran out there earlier or no?
No, you do not see him. Or make a perception check. Yeah, you don't see or hear anything. But
Man,
you,
okay.
you can get down lower to see more of what you do, but all that you see is that this stairs go down and the corridor continues forward.
Can I move into the corridor? I got another 30 feet of movement, so I kind of want to.
Yeah, if you go down the 15 feet so that you have another 15 to back out if you want. You do see a long corridor that continues to be like kind of carved out, and then there are two branching paths about another 15 20 feet ahead of you. You see like some like old like it's still like water here, and like as when you get down to the bottom, the water almost comes up to like your mid-knee. So this place is flooded, and there's essentially it's a fork. So one goes to the left, one goes to the right, one goes forward. The forward being the one that's definitely like been carved out, and that is what you can see.
Okay.
You have 15 more feet of movement if you want to do something else.
Let's go down the path to the right. Fuck it.
Okay.
There's no point in me going back at this point because like, fuck it.
Okay. Yeah. So you head.
Hopefully, I don't die.
You head down the path to the right, and you see it. It goes to right and it turns back up to the left after about 5 feet, and you see a. You do notice when you get down here, like with the moving water. You can't really hear any of the craziness that was going outside anymore, but you do see down the hall a lit room that's probably about another 25 feet away from you.
Okay.
So that's where you are at.
Sorry, dudes. You guys are kind of on your own with this crocodile. I am going to die.
That's the thing. This is what we call splitting the party. Fel, that is your turn. It's
I'm prone, right?
Up. Yeah, so you can stand up, half your movement.
I hit from there.
Yep, you're all good. This thing's giant. Oh yeah, definitely cleave down into its back, and it's like it hopped up because it was confused about how this thing like was able to pry its mouth open and is looking straight at you, or you have it's back to you, so you're able to take a big slash through it. And just an even bigger one, like you cross slash it and it just splits open this wound. There's just a giant flap of the leather of what could be the gator skin that comes out, and this thing.
And I'll do a divine smite as well.
Making some cowboy boots out of this afterwards.
Yeah, and Phil doing what he does best after being knocked on his ass. Did you take your damage? I can't remember how much damage. I just see
can't
that you're.
Remember. Yeah, I was thinking about that.
I think you took 12 after your reduction.
Nope, that is not.
Yeah. You carve through this, and once again, like you feel like this power that you hadn't used before, because you had always like kind of relied on your martial prowess. You just feel like maybe I need to lean more into my god for help in these situations. And that second slice comes across, and as it hits like that cross part of where you had slashed once, and the second time that light goes across the sword and just like almost turns the skin into butter, and you just slice through, catching pretty much half of its body as it just cleaves out, and immediately like starts to struggle, continues to move, takes some like ragged swipes with its tail as it expires and sinks down into the water here, and it is dead. Guys, it would have been so much cooler if it had caught Jagota out of the air.
Yeah, I saw that one. I was.
I think everyone saw something like that happening. But
I saw the picture in my head, like, hey guys, everything's great. It's a good thing we broke in here, and they're just like, 2 hit point,
nothing's. But yeah, it sinks in there. Jagota immediately grabs that tail, and with a natural 20, just one man pulls the thing out and points at it and is like, told you there's a lot of money to be had here. And he says, but this is by no means what we're after. And has anyone seen Felix?
Message hearing. Yeah, you might want to come back.
Yeah, you're probably like just in range. This does go over RF and not Patrick though, so it's like a very jumbled message. That's like, what do you say to Felix, Christopher?
You better come back here.
I'm sorry. I don't think it goes through.
Or it goes through, but it's very easy to mix it up with the noise that's going through all the water in the hall.
Yeah,
So,
I think it's very.
Yeah, we'll stay in initiative though, because you are still split, and there's still a known hostile out there.
Well, and they know that inside the building there are stairs. Like they know that, and they have not seen me come out, so they could probably infer that like I'm in there somewhere.
Oh yes, they should have all of that information, but I have to say I'm going to leave. Jagota just used his turn to pull the alligator like over his head and flopped it over here. This thing's like a solid 1,200 pounds that he just did something with. And yeah, so now it's you, Carrick, your turn. You, like we said, we know that Felix isn't out here. He hasn't said anything, but there was a stairway going downstairs in there.
Okay. Since we're in initiative, I think I guess dash gives me how much?
60 feet. Well, I would say this is, do you think everyone here, Jagota is very interested in the crocodile for a second, but would everyone else start heading towards inside and down?
Yeah, I think I would be concerned that there's no Felix yet.
Okay, so if all of you are going to do that, then you guys all head down. So while they're heading down, Felix.
I'm gonna.
Oh,
okay. Can I go grab?
Jagota.
Yeah, we're sticking together because this guy makes me nervous. I'm babysitting a little bit.
Make a strength check. You're still at the end of your rage, so we'll give it advantage. Oh, good thing. Yeah, you are able to yank him, and as you yank him, he feels the strength that you have. He's like, "Oh, that makes sense."
Yeah, we're sticking together.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys start heading down. Felix, just for sake of seeing things, give me 1 second. Nope, let's turn on this. Felix is right. Felix, you should have full hit points, shouldn't you?
I'm
Your
at full
token-
point still.
Okay, well, your token is saying you have 16, but whatever. There, can you see? Oh, hold on. Everyone else is going to see black for a second. Felix, can you see?
I see black.
Hmm. You see now?
Nope.
Son of a gun. Okay. Well, never mind the. I'll just describe it to you then. Yeah. So you were about 15 feet away from this door that has definite light inside of it. Over the water, you do hear a little bit of humming coming from it.
Okay.
Yeah. Is there anything you want to do?
Yeah. Can I? I'd like to. So the door's not open, right?
There's not so much of a door here. It does though.
Is it like an opening?
Not as much water. It's just like an opening, yeah.
Okay. Then I'd like to sneak over and peer through the door.
Okay, roll self check and perception check. Let's see. Okay. You continue to hear this humming, and inside, as you take a quick glance, you're able to see a quite a giant creature, like kind of looks ogreish, but it's in that same like as the other creatures you saw, like black scaled in a lot of places, but then patches of gray mottled skin, black pustules all over its neck, and it has a bandage over its eyes and a giant cleaver as it's cleaving into some sort of completely mutilated carcass. But it's just humming back to you, just humming as it's doing its work. You see a like small fire, and this for all intents and purposes, this looks like a once probably more used kitchen area and like dining hall. You see
Does he look like more or less threatening than the little lizard dudes?
With a 15, you would say it's definitely more threatening if it didn't want you here, but you don't quite know. Like, you know that this thing definitely has the same thing, but it's cooking and doing things like that, and not just like ripping apart and digging at things. It doesn't seem like it has some sort of brain to it.
Okay. Can I pass the door and keep moving?
It would get another perception check to try and notice you, probably, and you would have to roll on your 14. So up to you.
All right. I'm gonna
How far does
crossbow.
Felix press his luck?
Oh man. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. I roll, see if you can get under 14 and see if I can pass the door.
You inch in through the door and you hear these big sniffs, and he goes, "Well, that's fresh meat. What's bringing in here? You don't smell like the other rotters like me. And turns around, and you can see this is quite literally like a 8-foot tall, like built humanoid ogre. It is an ogre that has taken this same sort of rot to it. It's blind, but it definitely has smelled you as you have entered, because you smell way too good by comparison to these troglodytes. Yeah, because the troglodytes had a whole feature that you guys never had to deal with. They smell so bad they could poison you.
Okay, so I guess I am found out.
You are found out. What did the rest of you do? You guys, I'd say at this point, are coming down the stairs. You see a corridor to your left and a corridor to your right. Which way do you go?
I sniff and decide. I sniff and it helps me decide.
You sniff and help. Okay, make a perception check.
Nope.
You all that you can smell right now is the same stench of the corpses of those lizard men.
But you do see any footsteps?
Where you are right now, you are in about knee-deep water.
Oh, okay.
And it's quite dark down here. There's maybe one smoldering brazier on each side of here, so it's very dark. Does anyone want to do anything else to help them decide, or I can make you flip a coin? I don't know what would help you here.
I know, I was gonna say I could use detect magic, but I'd have to use it ritual, and I feel like we don't have time for that. So
yeah, you have no clue where Felix went down here. There are 3 ways they could have gone. You would be pretty sure that he hasn't gone straight down the corridor. That's a pretty easy one.
Can I just message him where?
Yeah, you can.
Where the shit are you?
Yeah, you can message him, and you get this ping. And now that they're down closer to you, you definitely get this message loud and clear, Felix.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna respond that I'm about to get my ass kicked down the stairs and to the right.
Okay. Okie doke. Do you guys rush, or how do you approach?
We're rushing.
Okay. Okay, well, if that's the case, we'll say that's where we end it. You guys all rush in and see a giant ogre figure talking to Felix. And that is kind of where we leave it. Look at that little button. Felix, you crazy boy.
I don't know. It's either do this or go back and see that I have these 3 beefy boys essentially beating up this crocodile.
Yeah.
And a guy who can shoot fucking lightning out of his fingers.
I think you're okay. I like the idea, I'm gonna go do what I'm good at, which is sneaking around and finding things out, and then going, yup. Cool. Well, good job, everybody. You made it to what you think is the lair of this monster.
Nice. On a side note, Scott, you actually have a chance of winning in fantasy this week.
I do?
Your guys
in what world?
Are going nuts. Trevor Lawrence has 368 yards of passing, 3 passing touchdowns, and a rushing touchdown.
And I wasn't even sure if he was going to play today.
Yeah.
That's funny.
He might actually turn out pretty good.
Yeah, maybe.
It takes a couple years.
Geno Smith
is playing out if you hold on to him.
You think like you're like, oh, Geno, like all those like journeyman quarterbacks. Geno Smith was not a journeyman quarterback.
No,
he was
he
just
was bad.
trash.
He was bad for so long. But somehow,
I mean, and it wasn't like he didn't start. He started for a while, was bad, then was a backup for a while. Was
the problem
not
is you
great
can't even
when he started.
like. You can't even say he was bad because he was still able to make teams and be the backup on teams. So he was like good enough to maintain a spot on the team.
And
but like,
Trevor Simeon's been floating around as a backup too. I mean, come on.
There are plenty of people
predicted
that are
him
really
to leave
good.
it.
Yeah, there are plenty of people that
Every
are really
backup-
good at living their entire career as backup, but never really doing anything.
Yeah.
Every
backup
backup quarterback, every backup quarterback wants their Ryan Fitzpatrick moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what are we gonna say about Ryan Fitzpatrick? That man was a perfect example of a perfect quality backup quarterback. He started a heck of a lot of games, but
Yep. He would
Yeah,
give
he was
five games of Fitzmagic, and
yeah, exactly. He was
No,
the
those-
journeyman.
what we really everyone wanted was, remember, was it Flynn, Matt
Flynn
Oh,
played
yeah.
one incredible game and they got
won
signed to a
500
ridiculous
yards
contract.
passing game, made $16 million off of it. Never played. I don't know if he ever played a snap at Seattle. He
I
got
can't
paid
remember.
$16 million.
Yeah, Russell beat him out. I don't remember what happened.
Yeah, that was 10 years ago. So
Well, and even the Seattle fans that are acting like they, granted, I think they were over Wilson and were happy to see him go. That's fine. I still doubt in their heart of hearts when he was traded, they predicted that Geno Smith would be this much outperforming him. There's
Nobody
no fucking way.
and if they
And the way
if
they're
are,
acting
are
like they knew that now, I'm like, fuck off. You did not know.
we knew Geno. As much as you want to say Geno Smith is good, the Seahawks still aren't a very good team. They're still what? They have a playoff. They have a off chance at the playoffs. Maybe
Just
they're
remember
better.
turning on the
Oh no,
Denver
they're
game.
75. I thought that they were the other way, 5-7.
It's going to be really curious if, granted, we'll see if Denver changes their coaching staff, if Russell bounces back at all or not. But if he
Does Hackett
continues on
make it
this
more than 1
trajectory,
year?
no, I don't think he does. But if Russell doesn't bounce back, like if this is the trajectory he's on, this will be the most meteoric fall of a Hall of Fame caliber quarterback, I think, in NFL history. This is just, it's unfathomable. Like,
Oh, it's I cannot believe how bad he is playing. Even with like not great receivers. Like you
Yeah.
still gotta
He didn't have great
especially for the
receivers
contract.
in Seattle for most of his career.